Hi, it's Twi. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Unemployed Tuesday. Whether you're coming back home from work and just being here for your like winding down for the night, or school, I would count school in the same boat, or you're just sort of doing nothing like me. Today we will be beginning a very silly series that I've come up with to just do some very silly gaming challenges once a week. And this week, we've got a very stupid one. So, you'll see I've got a license here, Babu Twi. Babu. Because we are baby moding today. I should have got like like a bib or something. That would have been a funny asset. Basically, this is Mario Kart Wii for anybody who's like, I don't know, born yesterday. It's the most unbalanced Mario Kart in history. The best stuff in the game is significantly better than the worst stuff, and it's like not close. Particularly in this game, bikes are really broken, especially the ones with inside drift. I don't have Funky Kong unlocked yet because you have to do time trials for that, but the Flame Runner, this right here is by and far the best vehicle in the game. The Mach Bike, also very competitive. And then lesser so, the Bullet Bike, also very good. Basically, the real reason that the Flame Runner's the best, the Mach Bike is the medium, and the Bullet Bike's the, like, viable but nobody uses it, is just because of weight, right? They're all very comparable, but if you're using the Flame Runner, you're really heavy, you can bump people around. If you're using the Mach Bike, you're more susceptible, and if you're using the Bullet Bike, you're getting launched into a different stratosphere. But we're doing time trials today, so that part doesn't matter so much. The part that does matter is that we're going to be doing everything in the booster seat, or I will call it the baby booster, because that's what it is in my head, and maybe in one of the different regional versions. I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff in this game that's named differently if you get your copy from Europe instead of North America, and sometimes I like mix them in my brain. But anyway, we will be today going through every single stage on time trials with one simple goal, okay? The goal is to see how many, if any, of the fast staff ghosts we can beat, the Nintendo employees that are supposed to actually be decent at the game, give you a challenge. And also, ideally, I would like to beat all 32 of the slow ghosts, because, I don't know. I would like to believe that the beginner-friendly time trial, like, competition is not gonna be a problem, even using the worst kart, but you never know. What would be really funny is if I beat one of my actual times from my other license. That would be hysterical. I don't think that'll happen, but our first victim here, our first competition, is going to be Ninsato. And hopefully, we'll kick it off with a good start, not lose to the easy ghost. Also, hello. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. It's gonna be interesting. I'm playing through my OBS and not like directly off my screen so that I can more easily set up my model. But I guess it doesn't really matter since the frame rate on the Nintendo Wii's gotta be like 30 at best, right? Like, there's no way I'm missing out. Okay, can you do this with a cart? Oh, you can make that on the cart? We are so in. We're so good. I stream most days. I stream like usually 4 or 5 days a week, depending. Okay, 2 for 2. less ice cream variety? Why? What are you getting at? What is this barrage of questions? I feel like I'm being interrogated. Oof. Oh, the off-road is so good. Even if I don't make it, I still get across. Yeah, this might not be a good vehicle in general, but the fact that you can get across there and, like, not get slowed down by having the mushroom run out is really nice. It's a nice, like, compensation. So we did beat the slow ghost for that. I would need to shave... Oh, man. 119? I would have to... Okay, so something tells me Luigi Circuit's not happening. I'd have to cut off 7 seconds. I am not interested, though. I had a feeling. This is why I always feel like I still don't know if I like multi-streaming to Twitch or not, because I don't have enough community on this side. So all I get is like bots and trolls. I don't know. We'll leave it up for now. If it's annoying me enough, I'll just close it. Okay. Oh! You guys see what I'm seeing? That's a fair matchup right there. Look at that. Look at that. Baby Daisy, booster seat. We got the mirror match. We have a fair matchup. My goat, Ninunya. It's like a tongue twister name to say, bro. Say that 5 times fast. Ninunya, Ninunya. I can't even. I forgot to go forward because I was too distracted. This might be the only time that we act. Surely there will be at least one other booster seat, but it probably won't be Baby Daisy. Okay, well, I know for a fact that Moo Moo Meadows, despite what you would think, it's a very unassuming track visually, but it has one of the best fast staff ghosts in the game. Like, the guy who did the time trial for this course at Nintendo, he went crazy. It's very hard to beat, but I would like to believe that I can out-baby booster the beginner guy. Look, sorry, Ninunya, I don't make the rules, but I messed up the first lap, and I'm still up 2 seconds. I think I got this. This track is kind of fun to do in the kart, though. Like, having the outside drift and getting to do these, like, little back and forth roads is kind of fun. You just get to spam the drift so much. This is like the funniest thing I'm finding about using this kart is that I come like just shy of all of these off-road shortcuts. I like just barely don't get far enough across the grass because my speed is so low. But also the off-road is so goated that like I can just keep drifting and I'm like back up to speed instantly. You know, I'm kind of impressed a little bit. Convenient. Oh, there's there. Well, we did beat the slow guy. Nice. I will say, like off stream, I went through and I did all of 50, 150, and mirror CC with the baby booster. I 3-starred all of them. I only skipped 100 A because I didn't have time, and B because you can't use a kart until you've already like done them all. It's supposed to be like a balancing thing, like, oh, play all the karts first at 50, then you move up to the bikes, and then once you're up at 150, it's just like, do whatever you want. But, this thing is actually kind of good for just, like, playing the game normally, because you can accelerate so fast. It's like you get hit by something, you're back up to top speed, like, half a second max. It's great. Although it is hella slow. Okay, so if we wanted to beat the fast ghost, we would have to shave off about 8 seconds, which somehow I don't imagine that being very doable, very plausible. But you never know. It could be. It could be. Here, oh, they're using the Quacker. That's one of my favorite vehicles, is the Quacker. I love this thing. Okay, wait, actually, hold on. I'm gonna not race the computer for a second. I need to test something for science. The streets need to know. Can you make the gap jump using the booster seat? This would be legendary. Imagine. Here we go. Oh, I think that's doable. Wait, I think the gap jump might be doable. Did you see that? That was so close. That was actually so close. Oh my god. Okay, I have to try and actually do that on real run. If I hit that, I'm the GOAT. I'm trying to remember what vehicle the world record on Mushroom Gorge uses, because I know it's a weird one. It might even be the Quacker. It might actually be the Quacker now that I'm thinking about it. There's like a weird shortcut at the start where you like drive up to one of the mushrooms and then you turn around, you trick into the like mountain face, and you just kind of slide across the mountain back and forth, and it counts the laps. It's one of the most broken things I've ever seen in this game. Okay, lock in, lock in. Oh, no! It's, okay, it's so doable. I went early. Dude, that has to be makeable. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? The booster seat is, like, so light. I'm literally baby. I am legitimately baby. I think one thing that's reassuring to find is that it doesn't seem like it's much of a challenge to just beat the slow guys with the booster seat. Like, even despite the vehicle, a lot of the time they're not using like an optimal vehicle anyway. But the fast one's gonna be interesting. I'll be very impressed if we can beat 3 of the fast staffers. But I think this one could be possible, because I think the gap jump's possible. Like, let me try this again. I feel like this is different. I went way too early. I went so early, bro. Okay, okay. Maybe I should just beat it normally, and then I could take note of how far off I am from the fast ghost and see if it seems to work. That's probably the smart choice, because I'm kind of washed. Plus, this will give me time to get used to the booster seat, and then I'll be better at the shortcuts when I come back. But I swear that has to be hittable. Like, I'm so confident that I can hit that. It just looks so feasible. I have, like... This is one of my favorite tracks to do time trials on, but I always hated doing this track in, like, an actual Grand Prix. Because sometimes during that, like, mushroom section back there, somebody will get the lightning, and they just shock you, and you just fall out of, like, midair and die, and there's nothing you can do about it. But that's just some of the essence of Mario Kart, you know what I mean? Some of the essence of Mario Kart is just getting owned randomly. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't know if when it comes to games, I'm just like a masochist, but sometimes I think I kind of like when a game has certain elements that can just randomly ruin your day for no reason. Because it also means it has certain elements that can randomly make your day. Although, to be fair, I'm pretty much never far enough back that I'm the one benefiting from the shock. Like, to be honest, the computers are pretty bad. Maybe I would benefit from it if I went and re-downloaded, like, the custom servers. Because I'm sure there are people good enough where I could get in the lobby that I'm going to be sitting at the back. Just getting owned. I could totally believe that. I was thinking it would be really funny to try and bring the booster seat into an actual online lobby and see if I could win a single race. Just one win. That would be legendary. I feel like it's probably possible. Alright, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. That doesn't seem that bad. I'm trying to remember how fast the fast one is, because I know Mushroom Gorge wasn't like crazy. By 1 second! Oh! Okay, so what I'm hearing is that if I did the gap jump, that's doable. Okay, okay, mental note of the tracks we could do this on. Mushroom Gorge, definitely possible. Definitely possible. It'll be difficult. But I believe. I think we could. And that would be legendary. Especially because the shortcut looks so cool. The gap jump is like one of the most iconic shortcuts in this game. Because it doesn't even, like, look that broken. You just jump across a really big chasm like it's a movie scene. It's a very cinematic shortcut, instead of, like, clipping off of some random stuff like some of the crazy broken ones in this game go. Okay, why is the slow ghost in front of me? I don't like that. Get back there. You're not supposed to jump. Right. Okay, can I lake hop in the big booster? Let's have it. Oh! Yes! Okay, you can. Beautiful. See, and I feel like little things like that are the sauce that's missing from the modern Mario Karts in some ways, is they don't really leave stuff in for you to just, like, jump over. Back in the day, they didn't, you know, just try to pick you up if you went anywhere outside of bounds. You could either fall out of the map, you can fall into the void, or, like, into some water or something. Stuff like that. But if you can jump over, as long as you don't touch the ground, you're fine. I think that was really fun about the games. Oh! Okay, I made it. I can do this. That's such a silly way to clear that, but it works. So the lake hop is giving me good time over the slow ghost, but I don't know if it'll be fast enough for the fast one. I don't know that it saves that much time. I thought I was gonna die. We're chilling. I am curious. I think we'll be close to beating the fast one, but I don't know about how much. We're going fast enough that we got ahead of the cycle for that in lap 3. That's good. Oh! Okay, we made it. Do a little hop. I have my doubts. But maybe? But maybe. Imagine. Believe for just a moment. I did hit the lake hop all 3 laps, so if I'm not close here, it might be cooked for Toad's Factory. Let's see. What? 7 seconds and he's also using a cart? I might have to come back to this one and just see if he's doing something like really differently, because I think it's a faster cart, but is it really 7 seconds? Is this car that bad? Okay, well, from the Mushroom Cup, so far we're 0 for 4 on the fast ghosts, but I know Mushroom Gorge is possible. That's at least one that we can come back for. Yeah. Okay, nice. Gaming. Mario Circuits. There is a crazy ultra shortcut on this track. I don't think I have any idea how to do it. But basically, you back up. Let me just, what am I doing? Let me just turn around and drive backwards here. I will try to explain, and then I'll actually race. Unless I hit it though, imagine. I've never hit this before. So basically, you come back to, like, I think it's this 3rd tree here. And I don't know if you're supposed to go left or right side, but you just kind of mushroom into it and do a hop. And if you do it just right, you clip the hitbox and you go flying over this hill. But stuff like that is already, like, almost pixel perfect on the optimal vehicles. I don't think that's possible. Just a hunch, maybe it is, but I have my doubts. I know snake drifting is really good in Mario Kart DS. I don't know how good it is in the Wii version, because, I don't know, people just don't really play karts, so there's not a lot of data. Okay, why is he kind of fast for being the slow ghost? Like, I'm losing. I'm getting gold. I'm back. I'm down over a second. There's so many straightaways on this track. It's so bad to be stuck in a cart when there's so many straightaways here. Is that actually the optimal shortcut? Is that saved in that I wonder, because look how good the off-road is, right? I wonder if you could do that anyway without the mushroom, like you just drift across the grass, and then at the ending, you get to use the mushroom to like cut the grass diagonally. Maybe that's faster. I guess I could try it this lap, right? No reason not to. So I'm saying go like this. And then we get here. And then we also take a tight line. That might be better, honestly. I don't know. I guess I'll see which lap time is fastest. Let's have a look. Okay, that was definitely fastest. Alright. So I could save maybe an extra 2 or 3 seconds if I did that like every lap. And I would need to cut 6.5 seconds. I'll give it a tentative maybe. They're also in a cart, but the Sprinter is one of the faster ones, so not one of the fastest, but I mean, anything with a half-decent speed stat is kind of brutal for the booster seat. It's just so abysmally slow. Like, it's actually a fun cart to drive, but it is diabolically slow. Coconut Mall, I wonder if the Ultra shortcut would be possible. I have no idea what the lineup for it is. I know that you can, basically, you clip outside of the map, and then off of that, you end up in, like, it's somewhere opposite of that normal shortcut. Instead of, like, cutting across and jumping, like, left back into the track, you go the normal route, and then you jump right out of the track, and you can like clip into the parking lot outside and just do circles and it counts the lap. But I don't even know if that would be possible in the booster seat, and if it is, it would be damn hard, so. For the time being, I'm gonna say maybe not. Drive normal and see how close we get. It would be interesting to see one of the people who's actually like really good at this game try this one. Because, like, if you know all the ultra shortcuts and you like actually can hit them, I'm sure the lineups like don't work the same on this thing. But I have to wonder how many of them you could get to work anyway. But I think there's a decent amount. Where if you know how to do the ultra shortcut, it would probably save you a ridiculous amount of time. Oh, I was faster than I thought, and I ruined myself up on the wrong way. That's okay. I'm still absolutely trouncing this Daisy on the sugar scoop. That's one of my other trash features that I like. Yeah, the sugar scoop might be worse than the booster seat. The Sugar Scoot is basically the bike version of the booster seat in a lot of ways. And you have the downside that you don't even get like to do the orange drifts like the karts do, where you can go like pretty much a free mushroom if you have the space to charge it. And you still have the like negative of being an outside drifting vehicle. But also you can wheel it. So I don't know. I guess it probably depends on the track. On tracks with a lot of like corners, I guess probably the booster seat is better. And with like a lot of straightaways, the sugar scoot's better. It's interesting. I don't know. It's the best. I mean, it's all semantics anyway. They're both trash, but they're different kinds of trash, like distant cousins. Okay, so I could definitely shave a few seconds off of that. It wasn't my cleanest lines. How fast is the fast track on Coconut Mall? 2:13. So I would have to shave 8 seconds. Okay, I don't think Coconut Mall is doable. DK Summit, I think, is definitely possible. I'm not sure if you can hit the double shortcut on the booster seat, but oh my god, do I want to try. It would be so gas if I hit it, dude. It would be so sick. I have to try it. Basically, you'll see in like the middle of the map, there's like a little S-shaped spot where it like curves in twice and there's like a big chasm in the middle. You can go across both of them with no mushrooms. You can do it right. I'm gonna try to do it here, but given that I'm using the booster seat, I'm not the most optimistic. Oh! I did not, in fact, get that. I don't know. I feel like you kind of need inside drift to get the lineup. Or maybe you don't. Maybe if you angle it just right, you could hit it in the booster seat, which would be insane. The thing is, I don't even know if you need to hit the doubles to beat the fastest on this, though. Like, you might be able to just outline them while also using the single shortcut and stuff. I'm gonna try, because man, it would be cool. Oh, I was actually kind of close. That was actually kind of close. That would have been sick. I don't know. It's so slow, but like, this is one of the only shortcuts in the game where you actually like intentionally drive slow going into it. So I have to imagine that there's a universe where this vehicle being slow as molasses is actually an asset and not a weakness. I have to believe that there's a universe where it actually is a strength for once, the only time. Oh man, wait, that was actually even closer that time. I think it's doable. I think the double shortcut's possible. I also don't know that it's necessary though. Maybe I'll just do the single shortcut. It's a lot easier. Actually, wait, is this vehicle fast enough to do the single? Surely. I hope so. I certainly hope that this is fast enough to do the regular shortcut. Oh, that's a lot of airtime. I have to say, this is one of my favorite Mario Kart tracks ever. The music's iconic, the track's iconic, it's very fun. Let's see. Boom. Okay, it is hittable. I'm kind of going all over the place right now. It's fine. I like these, like slopes that you can kind of glide along. Oh, that was clean. That was scrumptious line right there. Oh, and I got the orange. That was juicy, dude. Because what I'm thinking, right, is I don't think that the Nintendo employees learned to do that. And that saves a lot of time from going like back and forth normally on that. You go way faster. So I almost think that it might be enough to just do that, pair it with taking the single cut. I get turned so far, because I can't do it as sharp as I normally do. Dude, that's satisfying, not gonna lie. Figuring out how to like glide across that is actually really fun. It's so interesting. I've played this game for like 10 years, probably. Probably more than 10 years, actually. I think this game is older than that. And it's like a dimension of the game that you just don't really explore. Just playing with the carts. But having outside drift is kind of cool sometimes. It does a couple fun things. Already close, baby. That was terrifying. Oh my god. This cart is so bad. That's fine, still tight angle. Okay, is that enough for the fast ghost? We absolutely boomed the slow ghost, as per usual. You know, just business as usual. What about the slow one? Or the fast one? 3 seconds. I might have to hit the double shortcut to cut that, but I think it's possible though. I actually do think you could make it. So far, I'm seeing Mushroom Gorge and DK Summit as our points of interest. Also, apparently, I learned that in the UK version of Mario Kart Wii, DK Summit is called DK Snowboard Cross. Which is just like, I don't know, that just sounds so British to me. Like calling it a snowboard cross. I don't think I've ever heard that terminology before. But also, I can't say that I'm a big snowboarding guy, so that could just be my own ignorance, very possibly. Oh, that was scary. Okay, if we stay on the road, I don't know how I didn't get in there, but that is sick. Just taking really tight lines with the pro game. Something tells me it won't matter, but it did look cool. I always bonk that. I feel like there's no way to jump the thing without bonking when you're on outside drift. But in some ways it is kind of fun. Normally nowadays I'm just like trying to complete my license, and so I'll be trying to get 3 stars, and for that reason, you know, hitting any walls is like super bad. You don't want to do that. You'll lower your score. But on a time trial, speed is all that matters. So if I get to throw myself into a wall and it's optimal, that's fun. Oh, the no bonk line, I found it. I'm insane. Well, I am smoking the slow one. Oh! There's like a funny thing you can do sometimes where you can launch yourself off of the stage after the race. I tried. Alright, how close was that? How goes Wario's gold mine? 7 seconds. You know, I'm noticing a very consistent, like, 7 to 8 second time discrepancy between me and these computers. Or not computers, I'm sorry. They're employees. These are real people. I'm sorry for disrespecting you, Mr. Nintendo guy. But okay. So there's a lot of tracks. It seems like the general standard that they measured for what qualifies to be a fast staff ghost is you gotta be able to beat a well-played baby booster by 7 to 8 seconds specifically. I do find that funny. I mean, it is interesting on these tracks where there's not like a really good shortcut that you can do, like intentional or not, right? I am noticing like a actually relatively consistent like relative time across them. It's more balanced than I would have thought. Like they tend to drive at a pretty consistent speed. So far, I don't think I can improve my lines enough to shave 7 to 8 seconds on most of these tracks with like nothing interesting going on. But there have been 2, you know, Mushroom Gorge and DK Summit, I think are looking possible for beating the fast staff. Hi Ender, hope you're doing good, welcome. It's going good, I'm having a lot of fun with it, you know. This is very different from how I'm used to playing the game. It is the worst car in the game, but it is kind of fun. I don't know, there's something very, like, whimsical about it. So far, I have done 8 races. I haven't beaten any of the, like, fast expert Nintendo people, but I have got 2 on my radar. I think there's 2 that are possible that I've scoped out so far. Just finished watching a new BL anime from this winter season. Drop the sauce? Which one? Wait, what show? I'm curious. I feel like I might have seen, well, like not watched, but heard of one that's coming out this season. I heard about the isekai one. Yeah. Isekai office worker. Is this good? Isekai BL. Oh my. That is interesting. What is this English name? Isekai office worker? The other world's books depend on the bean counter? What is the bean counter? What does that mean? If it's good, that's fun. I know Shiny loves trash isekai. Maybe I can talk him into watching BL with me. That would be funny. It's alright. Bit slice of lifey so far. I do like slice of life, but if it's like too fluffy and there's nothing going on, it can be a bit of a drag, yeah. Management core. Hey, I don't mind management core, honestly. That should be interesting. Maybe I'll look at it. I think the only, like, seasonal I've been watching so far is Tamon's B-side, which I am loving, dude. That show knows ball. It is made with elite ball knowledge, dude. Incredible show. First 2 episodes, so fun. Oh man, I would not be surprised if that's like one of my top 3 anime for the year already. Like, it's just so fun. I love niche rom-com slice of life that feels specific to me. But I know there's some other ones I have to keep track of. Like, Frieren Season 2 is this month, right? I absolutely have to watch that. Frieren is, like, in the conversation for my favorite anime of all time. So good, man. I have to. There was another relevant one that is supposed to air in the winter that I'm forgetting. It's like a continuation of another series, I think. I'm kind of blanking on what it was. Whoa! I went so much further than I thought I was going to there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm flying. Okay, well, noted. I could definitely shave a couple seconds off this one if necessary. Fun playing as like one of the baby characters as well. It's so whimsical. I'm so used to like all the lobbies just being Funky Kong. Like the whole time. Kind of just funny, a little like. Very whimsical. I used to be like a big Dry Bones guy. I think there was a point in time where I was a Dry Bones main. Like playing one of the littler characters, but I feel like I need everything I can get, and Baby Daisy has like a speed bonus if I remember correctly, because there's like hidden stat bonuses to all the characters in Mario Kart. I think that's still a thing in the new ones too. Well, I'm not as familiar with it. I mean, I like Daisy anyway, so why not? Her car is actually orange and teal. It's almost my color scheme. We're almost twinning. Okay, so I lost like 2 seconds on the middle lap. Otherwise pretty normal. How badly did I lose? 7 seconds. I feel like, why is it always 7? I've lost so many by 7 seconds, man. It's actually insane. see it as orange and green. Maybe it is. I have a blue light filter on, so it might be messing with like the way that I'm seeing the colors. I don't know. Because I do be cranking my blue light filter. But again, if I was seeing teal, and it's like less bluish. Oh, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Maybe my understanding of the color teal is wrong. It's like, I don't know. I see it as like a bluish green. We got Maple Treeway here. This is home court advantage for me as a Canadian. Surely I would never lose on Maple Treeway, right? This gotta be my track. Okay, fun fact, actually. Before stream, I was scrolling Twitter for a bit, right? And I came across the insanely cursed knowledge. There is a pizza chain here called Boston Pizza, right? You know, like Boston, like the city in the United States, in New York. And apparently that's a Canadian chain. Like that is not a thing in Boston. They did not come from Boston. It's just a random Canadian company that named themselves Boston Pizza. Wait, is Boston not in New York? Am I stupid? I thought it was. I don't know. Boston is like the accent where like, I'm walking here, right? Isn't that like, that just seems so New York to me. It's Massachusetts? Ah! One day I'll get US geography right. Okay, my bad. Still though, I found it so weird. Like, why would they do that? Boston's not even known for pizza. Like why? And then I did some more digging because I was like, I wonder. I had a hypothesis. There's a different chain here in Canada, not pizza. There's a chain called New York Fries. They do fries, they do hot dogs, and more so what I care. Oh! Oops. What I care about them for is they do poutine. And so I was thinking to myself, I was like, poutine's not a very New York thing to do, right? I wonder if New York Fries is Canadian, and I was right, they are Canadian. I'm like, bro, what are all these like fake American chains that exist in Canada? Why are there like so many of them? Those pizza and I'm walking are very, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems so New York to me. Although I don't think that Boston is known for pizza. Outside of in Canada, I guess. Okay, how close? No, surely I just didn't win by enough, right? I don't think this is the fast one. I think I didn't beat the slow one by enough because I fell. Okay, wait, let me run it back because I can't be not even unlocking the fast ghost. That was a blunder. I literally fell. Wait, you were in Boston for 8 months? That's sick. Is that like a work trip or like you go like school there? You got like family or something? Never got the sense that pizza was a big thing there, not bigger than anywhere else in the world. Yeah, that's about what I thought too. Last year in uni was international program. That's sick, dude. Man, that's like a really, I feel like that's a pretty like interesting place to go for doing like an international part of the degree as well. Cause like, I don't know, there's like a lot of places you can end up going that maybe it's like a good opportunity for you, but it's not like that interesting to live in, you know what I mean? Like, my cousin did an internship out in Calgary as part of his university program. And I went to visit him in Calgary. Let me tell you, Calgary is like one of the most boring cities ever. For being a major city in Canada, which there's not that many of, so they tend to like be real like hot spots, you know. A lot of Canada is you'll have like one giant city with like a really high population density, and then you'll have like huge like kind of rural areas where barely anyone lives, right? And Calgary is, for being a main city, there's nothing there other than like bars and restaurants. That's it. It's job opportunities and food and alcohol. There is, to be fair, you live near the Rockies. Like you can drive out to the mountains, and that was pretty cool. I won't lie. That was pretty sick. But if you're not like a hiking person, there's kind of nothing like that. Boston is the college town to go to. Really? That's pretty interesting. Harvard? Wait, Harvard is in Boston? I don't know why I had the impression that Harvard wasn't, like, American. Huh. I don't know why I thought Harvard was not American. I don't know what I was confusing it for. MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I didn't know what MIT stands for, but I know it's one of these, like, really high-end schools. Maybe I was confusing it with Oxford, yeah. Because I was thinking it, for some reason, that it was UK. I guess I probably was just thinking of Oxford. Okay, I did hit but I think that was probably fast enough to show me the fast ghost. Okay, yeah, there we go. I didn't unlock it last time, I see. Let's see. How far? Let me guess. 7 seconds, probably. Oh, 8 seconds. The other number. Okay, okay. I have a hypothesis to beat the fast ghost on this one. So, basically, I did some research, right? I did some research for this specific track before stream. So basically, there's a shortcut you can do where you turn around and you die, right? You start by dying. You come up here, and the idea is to get onto that rock with the question mark block on the left. I fell without even tricking, but I can tell you, I tested this before stream, and you can't make it. The booster seat is too slow. But here's my thinking, is if I drive one lap normally, I can keep my mushrooms up to getting there, and then maybe using a mushroom, I can get far enough to actually make the jump. Because it's one of those like broken checkpoint spots where you can just drive in a circle around the rock and it counts the lap. So we could maybe cheese one of the fast ghosts on this one. I have an idea for it. I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna try. Yes, I am Babu Twi. I made a specific license to return to Vegas. Okay, so we come up here. Turn left. I went too early. I went one too early. Oh! I kinda almost landed there anyway. Okay, I forgot the track. I can do this though. I think it's possible. It might be easier to come from the left side or the right side actually. Ah! I have hopes for this one. And it would be kind of cool because I've never actually done the rock shortcut on Grumble. So this could be my fastest time ever on this track in the worst vehicle in the game, which would be quite funny, I can't lie. That'd be pretty baller. Also, while I get there, I guess, sort of unrelated, but I felt very good this morning. I was very productive. I did like 6 hours of audio work before stream. You guys proud of me? It's Unemployed Tuesday, and I actually worked like an employed person for once. Rare occasion. Oh! I made it. We're on the rock. Okay. So where's my lap? Why didn't it count the lap? Okay, I'm gonna go around for science. Wait. Oh no! Is it sinking? No! Please! Give me the lap count! Do I have to like hit here? Oh! I got it to count. Oh, we're sinking! Okay, wait. I didn't understand, but I think maybe... Oh, this is going to be so much tighter than I thought. I didn't realize the rock was going to sink. Wow. Okay, that... I guess there's more than one reason why everybody always, like, finds a way to speedrun to that immediately. Yeah, you have to, like, bump that corner to activate the checkpoint. That's what it is, I believe. There's a couple shortcuts in the game that work like that, where there's, like a random checkpoint spot, where you, like, skip a couple checkpoints and you drive into a random wall, and it counts it as like entering the next zone. It's weird. There was a video I remember watching about it. I don't fully remember how it works, other than there'll be like, I don't know, let's say there's like 5 checkpoints on Grumble Volcano. You can only skip from 1 to 2 or 1 to 5. You can't go any of the other ones. It won't work. Oh no! I missed the jump. This one is doable. This is definitely doable unless the rock sinks too fast. Because it was making me drive really slowly when I landed on it and it started sinking. But this could be our first win against the Fast Ghost in the most cheese fashion. Which would be brilliant. Oh yeah, in addition to working 6 hours, I also went for a walk without going to buy anything. I just went for a walk for the sake of walking. Today was actually such a productive day for me. I'm so proud of myself. I'm debating on undoing it and getting pizza after stream, but you know what? Maybe I won't. Oh! No! I fell off! I fell off! It's so doable, man. It's so doable, please. I know I can get it. I know I can. We're gonna be sitting here on Grumble Volcano for like half an hour to watch. Nah, surely next try, surely. Yeah, I felt good. I worked out yesterday. I feel like I've been getting back into a flow a little bit, you know? I said to myself that I wanted 2026 to be my year of like being focused and like intentional. And I got off to a bad start, but I think I've been course correcting decently. And especially today, I really want to get into better habits this year. I feel like I have a lot of ideas when it comes to like music and YouTube and stuff like that. I just get distracted, and I don't actually do them even though I want to. No! Okay, I think I have to throw myself into the wall so that it stops me, because otherwise I'm so light. I just bounce off the rock every time. Like, I'm so light, dude. Yeah, I think I have to bump into it on like the taller part on the left side, and hopefully it'll kill my momentum instead of launching me. This is so much goofier than I thought it would be. Like the way you have to play this. This is kind of fun though. Like this is the kind of stuff that I've always been curious about how it would like play out if I tried it, but I never got around to doing. Even though I've been playing this game casually, but still for like over 10 years, it feels like. Oh, oh, yes, yes. Okay, this is my moment. This is how we do it. Okay, around the rock. No, wait. Just a little longer, please. What? Where's my lap? No! I fell! No! Oh my. Okay, okay. I don't even know if I have time to like finish the race on the rock. Yeah, I'm saying there must be like something else, like another. Maybe I gotta like hug the wall more. I don't know. I think I was gonna say, I think I can get the second lap free and then I have to actually drive the third is my hypothesis. The good thing is that would probably still be enough to beat the fastest, right? Like I have to imagine that a whole free lap has to be enough to beat one of those fastest boys. Like there's no way that I'm that much slower by vehicle. So far, it has seemed like on average, the fast staff ghosts when I don't have like a crazy shortcut or something to steal a bunch of time, I'm like about 7 to 8 seconds slower. And I would have to imagine that that means there's more than enough advantage. Oh! Oh! That was dumb. That's not how you're supposed to do that. I got thrown off by the fireball, man. Woo! Okay, I think if I miss this, then I will just finish the race normally, and I will come back to it later. Because that's what I've been doing so far for the other ones, is I've been just sort of taking a mental note of what's winnable, and then continuing on to at least beat all the slow ones. But I want to say that this should be fairly doable. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it should be that hard to hit. And yet. Okay. Oh! Come on, man. Aww. Well, that doesn't save me a lap at all. Okay. Come on. You know what? Actually, really quick, let me double check. I'm going to watch a video of the shortcut really quick and see where they activate the second checkpoint when they go around the rock. Okay, so how do you do this? Drive up. Okay, let's see. Drive forward and over this dark brown mark. Carefully around the rock. Okay, so I'm actually going to inside line. I need to be more outside on the rock. Okay, got it. Understood. I have learned. I've learned, and now it's time to put our theory into practice. And get this dub. I believe. Oh! Yo, it's actually crazy that the off-road stat on this is so good that me, like, completely missing the road there doesn't matter at all. Like, barely lost any time. That is so sick. Like, this vehicle is trash, but I do love how fun the combination of really good off-road and acceleration is, that you can just like drive off the track anywhere and just be back at top speed like instantly. Okay. I think I got it. Now we go around. No, it didn't count. Why? What did I do? I got stuck as well. What? No, come on, man. I had that. I'm so confused. I thought I drove over it like the video said. But it didn't seem to. I don't know. Does it not work if you drive like all the way around normally? Do you have to go from point 1 to 5? I wonder. That would, I don't like, from what I know about the game's checkpoint system, that wouldn't make any sense. But also, I can't say I'm an expert. Like, what if it actually doesn't work? off the rock. Oh! Oh! I fell again, man. Okay, I'm gonna just complete it normally and we can come back to it later. I think we'll do that. I wonder how much I'll lose by. Get your bets in, guys. You think it's 7 seconds or 8? It's anybody's guess, truly. I think this one is possible, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work the way I think it does. There is another way to get into this shortcut too that I could try. I don't know if it's possible to kart. This normally but maybe it's possible. It looks kind of possible. It might be like very stuffy. Imagine I actually get up there like the way that you do it on the first lap, and then I fell off. I would cry. Oh yeah, dude, the muffins that we made on stream the other day, they've been so good, man. I'm so glad I did that. It's been so long since I've had baked goods like prepped out, ready to go like that. It's so convenient for breakfast, man. I love it so much. Like I gotta get back into my like making stuff that's just easy to take for breakfast. Because I don't know, like it's just so much easier to start the day, right? For me, if I can just grab a muffin, grab like a little yogurt cup or something, and I'm set. You know what I mean? Like nutritionally, I'm actually very well covered. Maybe a piece of fruit, but there is also, I guess carrot is a vegetable, but same idea, right? You have like vitamins through the as well. Very good. I want to try making it with blueberries. I have some frozen blueberries, so maybe when I exhaust this batch, I'll do another one. See how that goes. It'd be a little interesting. I don't have a lot of experience with frozen fruit, but I don't see why I wouldn't. So I thought it'd be interesting to try. All right, how close am I for Grumble Volcano? Only 4 seconds? I wonder if it's doable even without the cheese strat. There's like a different shortcut. Maybe I could... There's no way you can rock hop in the fucking booster seat. Maybe, okay. So far, I have 3 tracks that I think are possible. It's actually interesting. So far, it's 1 for each Grand Prix. Okay. I don't think it's optimal, but I want to see if I can lake hop in the booster seat, because that'd be really funny. Check this out. Okay, don't check that out. You didn't see anything. That was pretty sick, right? Yo, that was pretty clean. Look, it looks stupid until I hit it, and I'm a genius. Watch. The way you're supposed to do it is you like jump at the like apex of the slope and you get like some wicked air and you can jump all the way over the lake. But it's barely possible on the good vehicles, and I feel like it's gonna be completely impossible on the booster seat. But oh man, it would be so cool if I hit it though. Come on. For the fans. No, okay. I think that I need inside drift to do that one. I think that I can't get at a sharp enough angle without losing a bunch of time to line it up. Can I do the regular, like, sand hop shortcut? No, but my off-road is very forgiving. Like, even if I miss it, it doesn't cost me nearly as much. Because the off-road is so good. That's so interesting. But I don't think I can get enough air. Like, it's just so bad. This card is so bad, bro. Okay. We could try doing the ultra shortcut on Dry. I don't know if it's necessarily the fastest, but it would be cool. I'll try it. See if I can get it. Oh! Wait, can I do the wall flip? Okay, believe it or not, that was not the wall flip, you know. I know it looked really convincing, but that was not in fact what I was going to do. Okay. See, I'm not very good at this shortcut now. So you go up here. Oh, okay, I like it. The idea is that you go like that. Okay, I'm gonna restart. I keep hitting so much stuff. I feel like for time trials, it's not that good. That shortcut is really nice in like an actual race if you can manage to get 3 mushrooms or like a golden mushroom. Because you can cut so much, right? But it does cost you, like there's opportunity cost to using all 3 in time trial that there isn't for doing it in like a regular race. Okay, let me hit the wall flip this time. That was not bad. Basically, there's like a way to do that trick on like the half pipe on the wall, where you end up like just kind of hugging the wall, and you kind of like flip through the corner instead of going forward and like into the other wall. It's just a Mario Kart Wii being broken. Lots of those, very fun. I have 1 mushroom. I guess I use it at the lap run. Ah! It looked kind of close, but I lost so much time there. Oh my god, my lines. Oh! Okay, well, that's fine. It's just good to know. I have a lot of time that I can save because I messed that up by running back. I feel like that shortcut on its own might be the best option. I can't really judge my laps fairly because I messed up. It's so bad. Oh! I am the goat. Doing some insane maneuvers right now. I figure out how to do it. But saving a safe one, that's I never noticed it until just now, but I'm playing through my like OBS as like a projector right now, and I've just had my mouse cursor on my screen the whole time. I've just been like mentally tuning it out. I hope that wasn't showing for you guys. I don't think it is, but that would be so triggering to me if it was just sitting there. Okay, let me see. 2:14, so I'd have to save 8 seconds. I think I could get kind of close on Dry Ruins. It might be possible. It might be doable. But I'm not confident. Moonview Highway, I highly doubt it. You know, one of the interesting things about this track to me is that when you get to like the sort of end game of Mario Kart, you get to play the tracks in mirror mode, right? Which is where they're kind of horizontally inversed. And this track always feels normal on mirror mode because it makes you drive on the right instead of on the left. I'm trying to think why it's on the left here. Do they drive on the left in Japan? I feel like the answer is yes, but I'm not 100% on that. Because if that is the case, then I assume that's what the reason is, but I don't actually know. I think so, yeah. I'm like pretty sure. But I don't know for sure. I remember sort of tangentially related. I have a friend who was looking into getting a car imported from Japan. Oh! On the go. And I kind of wonder, like, what happens if you live in a country where you drive on the right, but you import a car with the steering wheel on the right because you're supposed to like drive on the left. I feel like that's trippy, but also I remember him talking about how he like actively wanted that. I just found that weird. Like, I don't know. Is it a thing where what dominant hand you have would matter? Maybe I don't really know. I don't know what the like logic is for doing it, other than just to be different. That'd be really disorienting. Especially, God forbid, you get used to it, but you have to drive somebody else's car. And you're used to it being the other, like, side. That would be so trippy, dude. Did I even unlock the Fast Ghost? I think I did. Probably. I don't know. I didn't see how much I won by. That's gotta be the slow one. That's gotta be the one I just raced. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it is. Okay. I didn't even unlock the fast one, dude. I gotta win better. I can't afford to get in a car accident like that. I am actually surprised. Maybe this was like too egotistical of me, but I thought that I wouldn't lose a single race to the slow computer. Or I keep calling them computers. I'm sorry. These people aren't bots. They work for Nintendo. Like 15 years ago. This guy is the beginner one. He's probably got like a family. He's got a wife and kids. He's locked into his shit. Mr. Nintendo allows him to set like a fun little beginner ghost for people to go against. So we're calling him a bot. Unintentionally toxic. Yeah, I thought that I would win against all the slow ones first try, no problem. Which, to be fair, I haven't lost to the slow ones, but I have not won hard. That was dumb. That was genius. I might be the greatest ever. Did I ever tell you guys that I bought Euro Truck Simulator on sale a while ago? As you can see, I'm a really great driver, especially when the road is busy, so I think we should stream that one of these days. It'll be like even worse. I don't know why I picked Euro Truck and not American Truck Simulator, since I'm sure the American one would be a much closer experience. But it kind of doesn't super matter because I don't drive anyway, so I'm normally just a passenger in a sense. Surely I would not cause thousands of dollars in damages on like my first day, probably. Surely I would never do that. I would be so responsible. Oh, I forgot to use one of my mushrooms. But I've been holding on to Euro Truck for a while. I feel like it was What if I did drunk Euro Truck? Yeah. I don't know. I still don't know how I would feel about being drunk on stream. Well, also, I just don't drink like that. Like, I don't even think I've ever been like drunk. You know what I mean? I think the most I've ever been is like I don't know, a teeny bit past tipsy. I don't drink much, so I'm a cheap date, right? Like, you know, I can get buzzed off of not that much. Also, I don't think I've ever had more than like 3 drinks in one go. And even then, it wasn't my choice. I had 2, and then my cousin was like, "You're having a 3rd drink," and I'm like, "Okay, fine, if you insist." I mean, he was paying anyway, so. That's the real reason I don't drink, man. I don't got money like that. Okay, let's see. 5 seconds. Also, like, where am I making up 5 seconds on that? Like, that track is... There's, like, nothing. It's very honest. Okay. There is a crazy shortcut you can do on this Bowser's Castle, but it is pretty difficult. I don't really know that I know how to do the lineup, but I'll try to show you guys once, and then assuming I don't get anywhere close, I'll just look stupid, and then I'll just race it normally. But I would have to do something like the shortcut to win on this one, because if I remember correctly, the fast staff on this one's actually pretty fast. So basically, it's right up here. Do something like line up on like the corner of the hexagon, like this bolt, and then you do that. And if you angle it just right, you get like past the ceiling that I hit there. You get higher than that. You can clip through the wall and go flying up in like a beautiful arc to the left. And you end up landing like at the top of the staircase that you would normally have to like spiral all the way up twice. So it does save a huge amount of time. This is what the high level shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii look like. Not like the task ones, but like the higher level stuff that people actually do is learning stuff like that. I never got that serious about the game. I learned the like basic beginner shortcuts, and other than that, I'm just a guy that watches videos. Let's try again. Let's see. Maybe it's like a sharper angle. I went backwards. Okay. Oops. Okay, no, I don't think I can hit it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I know how to do it, man. Maybe I could like look at a video. Do you think if I look at a video, we'd be able to figure it out? Hold on. Mario Kart Wii, Bowser's Castle shortcut. Bowser's Castle glitch shortcut. Oh my god, videos from 14 years ago. Okay. Oh, you go here. Interesting. Okay, and then so you like turn right on the way up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I looked at a video. I don't think I'm gonna hit it, but I gotta try once. I gotta try it for the one time. Cause imagine. You have to believe for a moment. Think about how legendary it would be if I did hit it somehow. That's like part of the fun. I hope I can hit at least one crazy shortcut today with the Rage Booster. That would be very fun. I don't necessarily expect to, but it would be very, very simple. Protractor ready. Line up the angles. We're going here. Let me pause. Which bolt was he lining up with on the floor? Okay, the second one from the wall. I see. So we want to line up like here. I turned too much. Wait. Hold on. Let me go. Here we go here. I keep turning backwards. Come on, come on. It just keeps turning me around. It's like, no. Stop trying. I do not care. No, okay, I wasn't even close. I would be surprised if the lineup works the same anyway, because the hitbox is totally different. Like, this thing is so fat. It's like a big block. So I guess I'll just race normally, you know. Boring, but I'll just drive. I'll just beat the slow one. One of these races. I've got a couple in the pocket right now that I think are doable for like harder shortcuts that aren't quite that hard. But man, it would be cinema if I had hit that. That would have been beautiful. By a good margin. In other news, I played some more Balatro rank earlier today. My new addiction, man. I was like, oh, I quit Uma Musume. Finally, I'm safe from being addicted to my games when I'm supposed to be working. Meanwhile, Balatro in the corner. I was on a bit of a losing streak for the past couple days, but today I played 2 and I won 2 games. Very, very, very nice. Good start to the day. You know, I'm proud of myself for only playing 2 in the middle of like taking a break from my work. In some ways, that is definitely not a good thing to be proud of, because I told myself I'd only play 1. But, you know, 2's not that bad. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that my habits aren't nearly as automatic as I'd like them to develop over the year. But if I still manage to work, like, 5-6 hours and then stream, that's definitely a win. Because it's unreasonable to think that I would like, work all, even if I actually am like passionate about somewhat enjoying work, right? It's still work. Some people could do that. I could do that if I have like a deadline that's forcing me, but just in general, it feels kind of excessive, I suppose. No, why did I do that? It's not gonna be the best one anyway. Except that I still unlocked the last one. I feel like I have the opposite problem of most VTubers, and maybe that's because I'm just friends with like mostly really cool people in the scene that do a lot. But I feel like most VTubers that I know, they'll have to set goals like, this year I wanna work less. I wanna have more work-life balance, you know, and I'm over here like, I need to work more. I do not do enough work, bro. Okay, fun fact. This track is the only track in the game that has a world record done with a kart and not a bike, I believe. I'm like 99% sure that Rainbow Road is the only one. That's how dominant the bikes are in this game. But there is exactly one singular track, and it is this one. But first of all, it's a hard shortcut. Let me look up a tutorial. But basically, there's a shortcut that you have to use outside drift to do, and so technically it's optimal to use the kart. Oh, it's like a moon jump into this? Oh, what the hell? Oh, this is... Okay. I think there's a 0% chance I'm hitting this. But for a moment, believe in ourselves. Believe in the babies. Oh, I almost had air. I almost had the moon jump. So this combines like two shortcuts. One of them is very like minuscule, generally speaking. It's like it's called the moon jump. It's like you do like a little drift hop at the top of the hill there, and instead of like driving down it, you just kind of fall all the way down to the boost panel. And then with the outside drift, I'm so close to getting the moon jump part at least. You can like horizontally clear a huge like gap just off of the momentum, which is kind of sick, honestly. It looks really cool. Now, mind you, I think that my kart's probably not even fast enough to do that. Okay, I can't get it, man. I don't even remember how to moon jump. Or maybe I just don't remember how to moon jump on the baby booster. That is a reasonable synopsis as well. There is a different, more reasonable shortcut that I think I can try. I'll show you guys that one. It's like towards the middle. Baby Rose. Why did they never make Baby Rose? I feel like she would have been. Okay. So it's up here. Basically, we go up to this little slant. And... Oh! This might be harder than I thought. So here's my concern. Normally, you offset your like momentum there by drifting inwards, so that you start, you know, you turn into the track and you're fine, right? But I can't drift inwards. I have outward drift. What do I do about it? Drift the wrong way on purpose, maybe? Just try and steer it? I don't know, let's find out. Okay, I landed it. I kind of threw away the advantage by having to stop, but I did land it. If you take a sharper angle, it can work. I'm not even winning against the slow guy. Where's this tryhard? Oh, by 0.07 seconds. How does it feel to suck? How does it feel? I say as he's in front of me. Oh god! It'd be really funny if this is like otherwise a really good ghost, but at the end he just like falls or something. Authentic Rainbow Road experience. Okay, that was... Yeah, that was good. You know what I'm just thinking of right now? Has anybody ever made a Rainbow Road flavored ice cream? Or just like a rainbow flavor in general? Because I know Rocky Road is in it. Why don't we make rainbow? I feel like that'd be really good. You like Neapolitan, but you skip chocolate. I mean, nobody's gonna miss that part. And then you get to add like a bunch of different fruits. Maybe you could do like lime. You could do like banana, yellow. Cherry? I don't know. Cherry probably would. Oh, not even close. Oh my god, dude. Am I even gonna win by enough to unlock the fast ghost? Like, why is this guy kind of gaming? I hit the shortcut all 2 laps. Was it enough? Okay, I did unlock the fast ghost at least. But that one, he was kind of good. Maybe the fast ghost isn't that much faster. Okay, it's 13 seconds faster. It's shorter. We've made it through all of the Wii tracks. So far, we are 0 for 16 on beating the fast ghost. But Mushroom Gorge is 100% doable. DK Summit, I'm like almost positive is doable. Rumble Volcano is probably doable, I think. And then I don't know about the rest. Dry Ruins is a definite maybe. But we have a couple prospects off of our initial search here. What's the right way to do it? Just like flow mushrooms on that one like this. Oh my god! Little duck things don't aggro when you're on time trials. That's so sweet. I'm trying to remember what those things are called. I think they have quack in the name, but I don't remember. Oh, I'm like following the current. Oh, I'm good. No, you can still get hit by it. Oh my. They didn't even aggro. He's just walking around. And he still got me. Oh, man. Very good. Wow, off-road's pretty good. I feel like it'd be funny to watch like a parody like nature documentary about they're so cute. It's so vicious. They did the thing where you like press your lips in a glass. How does that actually work? I remember that was like a really stupid trend from, I'm guessing, TikTok. I don't know. I don't actually use TikTok, so I can't say that. I know that was a thing for a bit, and I don't know why, but more so, I don't know how. What's the science of that? How much am I going to be behind by? Will it be 7 seconds? Probably. Let's see. 5. There is an ultra shortcut on Peach Beach, but it's one of those like crazy ones where you have to like clip your hitbox off the side of a tree and launch yourself off of that, and it's like super precise. I don't know if it would even be possible on this. Yoshi Falls, I have my doubts, but maybe? Maybe the guy that drives Yoshi Falls is just really slow. Like, I'm kind of holding out to see if there's gonna be one of the ghosts where the guy is just bad. Like, he got to be a fast ghost, I don't know, it's like a Nepo staff where he doesn't deserve it. He actually drives very well. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I am kind of hoping for all of them. Out of context, I feel like the term nepo ghost feels kind of funny. You're just born into the undead life. Nah, you didn't become a ghost based on your merits. You just got, you know, like, you got into this mansion because your dad was haunting it. Life's not fair. I busted my undead ass off just to be able to loiter a random garbage lot in my afterlife, and this guy gets to haunt a mansion because his family has been haunting it for generations. 3 seconds. Is this one doable? Okay, Yoshi Falls? Maybe. Yoshi Falls is a maybe. Hi TND, hope you're doing good. Welcome. So far, I have managed to unlock the fast ghosts on every track we've done so far. I believe 17. And I've beaten none of them. But I have prospects that are very good for 2 and decent for 3. I think my goal of beating 5 might be possible. Maybe. This one, I think, will be impossible to beat the fast ghost because it's one of the fastest in the game. This is like objectively one of the best time trial scores in the game. The fast one. And they use the fastest vehicle for it too. I want to say maybe we can get within 20 seconds, but that might be too optimistic based on what I've seen. Most of the time we're losing by like 7. All my lines have been good, so I get a good idea of just how far off it is here. It's about 4 seconds. I've struggled against this one enough that I actually remember what the time is. It's like 58 point... I'm gonna say 0.6. No, 0.9. So I was 3.5 seconds off. I don't think I can make up 3.5, but... Interesting anyway. It's closer than I thought, but I guess it's actually probably because that track is like the shortest one in the game. Probably like half as long as the other track, so if I lose by 3.5 and you double the length, then I just lose by 7 again. It always comes back to losing by 7 seconds, man. No matter how I like spin it. It seems to be the magic number. I don't know if that was working, but I didn't. Maybe like there. Just in case there's like a really bad ghost on this one. I can somehow... I just realized that I totally forgot to make schedule before stream. I was like so dead set on it. I did my audio work and I finished it. And then I went for a walk and I came back and I was like, okay, I need to make thumbnail and make schedule. I made thumbnail. And then I forgot. I was just having fun before stream. I was practicing some of the songs from Afterwards. Gotta be ready for the next karaoke. Sing some Aloha. I've been having fun singing Pearl once I tried keying it down. I had to key it down so much. I don't remember if it was like -3 or -4. I had to go so far down. Like bottom out my low end. Just so that the high end is like remotely possible while singing with any power. But it's a really pretty song. I like it a lot. Oh, I'm really sorry. Oh my goodness. It's fine. Probably, well, definitely not this week, I don't think. But, maybe next week. 159, I probably can't do that. That's 7 seconds. That's 7 seconds! No way! The number. The funny number. This is my new number, is 7. Oh my god, it's another quacker! I love the quacker. That's like my favorite quacker. It's kind of not bad. It's kind of like the baby booster if instead of being a cart, it was a bike with inside drift. And it's also really cool. I've been wanting to do some music production as well recently. I feel inspired. I probably won't get anywhere with it. I've been like on and off trying to learn how to produce for like, I don't know, the better part of a year probably. But it will be hard. It feels like a whole different ballpark from doing like vocal work. Especially since I never studied like music theory, but it is fun. I want to get better at it. I kind of want to learn some music theory this year. I feel like I've also been thinking about maybe trying to learn piano a little bit. Because here's the sauce, right? I actually own a decent like Yamaha keyboard from like 10 years ago or something. My cousin was getting into piano, and I don't know, I really wanted to be like him, so I also got a keyboard, and then I never really learned how to play it. So it's in like our storage. I could go out and get it. The problem is I don't even think I have space in my room. Like I was considering if I took out my shelves, I think I might be able to like Tetris it into my room. But then, even then, like I'll have to be like stepping around it all the time, which not a huge deal. I don't really care. I'm used to my room being very claustrophobic, but I've been thinking about it anyway. Just because it would be nice to play something. I think it's been a long time since I've put a lot of myself into playing an instrument. I tried learning ukulele a little bit more last year, but it's really hard for me. I don't know. I feel like string instruments don't really like compete in my brain very well, like they do while you're in to hold it. Whereas, like, I have so much experience with rhythm games. I feel like piano is not like physically that different in terms of like the way that you move your hand. And so I feel like I could get it, you know what I mean? You have a keyboard? Oh, that's sick. I tried to learn for like a month or two. Now it's a glorified shelf. Oh, man. I mean, that was me when I was younger, and I haven't tried in a long time. Okay at the basic stuff. Hey, I mean, that's something, though. That's a party trick. Hit him with like Piano Man, or like... Wait, I almost won this? I only lost by 1 second. Hold on, lock in. Wait, we could get our first win, guys. We could beat our first fast staff ghost. Baby Luigi, you are about to catch these baby boosted hands right now. Let's run it. This is my moment. Lock in. Come back. Why is he so fast? Sweating over here, and I'm still losing. It's so sweet. It takes the inside line. He's driving it in a way that makes sense. I feel like I'm losing by like almost a second already. So I'll even like cut the gap like that. I just have to trust that he's gonna do worse in the next 2 laps. No! Why am I hitting the wall? I'm actually still kind of in it despite that. And I was doing so good. My lines were so clean. Yeah, I think I can actually still be ahead of them going into the last one. Okay, I'm just making it interesting by blocking the wall. No! Oh, man. This is doable. This is 100% winnable. He drives it so slow, comparatively. This is winnable. His first lap's really good, but the rest... That's a kind of hard one to cut, though. Forgot everything? Ah, get back quick. Yeah, I mean, that is one of those things where, you know, you do lose it, but you can also get it back. Oh! Mr. Penguin, how dare you? Thought we were friends. Kind of off topic, but the other day, I was watching a video about dating for people with autism. Don't ask why. Okay. Totally, it was. I'm curious for a friend. Asking for a friend, right? Type YouTube search. I'm just curious how it might like manifest differently. I don't know. Random late night spiral. And I saw one of the behaviors they talked about. They referred to it as pebbling, which is a term that is taken from penguins. Which is where penguins, they're monogamous, right? They find a partner for life. And so when they're just like out and about, they'll like look for like a cool rock or something to bring home to their partner, which is so cute. And I was like, that is so wholesome, man. Is that not like a normal thing? Okay, here. Also, I'll turn it down a little bit. Sorry, I didn't realize it was loud. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully it's good now. I think I'm probably talking a bit quieter than I was in my audio test. That's probably why. Still loud, really? Okay, hold on. And then FJ, you're lucky I gotta keep pausing. Oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, I'm actually talking like very quiet right now. It's me being quieter. Yeah, it's 100% me being quieter. My voice is a little bit tired. Can you tell? Well, I made it significantly quieter now on the game, so I could turn my mic up as well, probably. I'll do that after the race, and then turn the game back up a little bit. Okay. We have the advantage. We can do this. We're gonna claim our first fast staff ghost. We're gonna beat this Nintendo employee who like actually spent real time trying to get a good record here. What are you doing here? Get out of here, man, FJ. Okay, we're like neck and neck right now. Did not die in the same place. That's good. Hello. I think we're gonna do it. I think we got it. Let's go! Also, get out of my chat. Literally the exact same bot script from the start of the stream. Go away. Let's go! We beat our first fast staff ghost. Yippee! Finally. It only took almost 2/3 of the total tracks, but we did it. Get absolutely boomed, Nin FJ. There we go. We got one. We got one. We got our one. Okay, let me turn my mic up a little bit. And then I can turn the game back up a little bit as well. How's this? How's this? Let me like talk quietly so you can get a feel. Maybe that's still too much a little bit. Here, let's do like that. Okay. That's probably fine. Dude, sometimes I think about if it's even worth, like, I wanted to start multi-streaming because I feel like everybody says, like, oh, you should multi-stream, you know, like, there's no downside, and, you know, like, I get it, right? There was a long time I didn't do it because I thought it was just nicer to have, like, my whole community on YouTube. And then I go back, but I don't really have, like, a lot of community on Twitch nowadays, so all I get is just, like, random trolls or bots that, like, scroll to the bottom of the category and look for people. It's so not it, bro. Like, I might stop multi-streaming for a while. I don't know. I haven't decided. Ah! Me when I hit umbrella. Also, hi, Lionel. Welcome. Vroom, vroom. Oh my god, yes, the BL conversation is back up as soon as Lionel's back. The streets are saying isekai office worker is decent, TM. Kind of considered switching over to Twitch just to watch you because stuff like emotes can be nicer. That is true. For what it's worth, at the moment, I don't have like the stuff to hit affiliate, so I can't even like get my emotes on there. On the other hand, if I were to become affiliate on Twitch, then I would have to have like all the ads. And to be honest, I don't think I have enough traction on Twitch that I would be incentivized to like take ad breaks and like wait for people. But like I don't even know if I would want to take it or not, just because like for a while I don't know if there would be enough to justify giving everybody ads if there's gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like one sub or something. Twitch affiliate is a lot faster to reach than YouTube, but the other aspect of it is that you have to get people to care about you on Twitch, which is a very different game from YouTube, because Twitch has like no algorithm. So I used to be a Twitch streamer. In my opinion, I think that getting to affiliate and then like even partner to a degree is probably easier than like the equivalents on YouTube by a good amount if you stream in a niche and you're like in that category, you build community in that category, you know, you find like a time slot that's not very contested. That's like the way that you win on Twitch, sort of. But if you like to do variety stuff like I do, it's very hard for like anybody to care about you on Twitch until you're already like doing well on like, I don't know, shorts or like TikTok or something, and people like get invested in you off of that. But without that, it's pretty hard. Isekai office worker starts pretty good, but the next episode doesn't hold back the gay. Just what I signed up for is insane. I do kind of want to watch it. I kind of want to see if Shiny will watch with me, because I don't think Shiny normally watches BL, but I know he loves trashy isekai. So maybe we can like meet in the middle here, you know what I mean? I get to watch trash BL, he gets to watch trash isekai, and then we have fun. Indeed, a person of culture. very well-cultured community. This is the community I'm proud to foster. We got real BL enjoyers out here. Real connoisseurs. Appreciators of the art. Yeah, I think that in a lot of ways, people like recommend multi-streaming as like generic, really good streamer advice, because if you just want to become a big streamer as fast as possible, you pick a not ultra saturated category. You pick like a medium category in terms of like game or whatever. You spam that, like you go live long hours, a lot of days, and then upload short form content of your stuff and like really integrate yourself into that scene. Whereas, I left streaming on Twitch because I was like, I don't want to stream in a niche anymore. I don't like it. It's boring. I wanted to do variety. And so if I'm gonna pick hard mode, it kind of already goes against the whole advantage of Twitch as a platform anyway, in a lot of ways. But, it doesn't really hurt to have it there either. I'm just a hater. I just be hating, don't mind me. I'll still go on Twitch to watch my friends sometimes. They're not on YouTube. I know Calico is planning to start multi-streaming today, actually. So I might end up raiding into Calico both on YouTube and Twitch today, since she's doing like a soft. I don't know if you call it like a re-debut, but like I guess a multi-streaming debut. I don't know. I think it'll work better for her because she has a lot of friends that stream on Twitch. So I'm excited for her. She's doing more streaming now. Gonna be doing 2 a week. That's my Oshi. Nah, Calico is crazy though. Okay, hear this, right? Her new streaming schedule is one late night stream. It starts at like 7 p.m. And then the other one is a morning stream that starts at 8 a.m. on a different day. And I was like, ooh. You gotta keep a good sleep schedule to pull that off, man. Like, I remember there was a stint, I don't remember if it was last year or 2024 actually, where I had a regular schedule at like 11 a.m. Eastern time. And that was low-key too much for me. Like, in some ways, I liked streaming early because I still had like the whole day ahead of me. Whereas, if you stream in the evening, it's very easy for your brain to be like, okay, we're now entering like bed rot mode once you go offline, right? It's very easy to just kind of like become a potato for the rest of the day. But also getting up in the morning is like, oh, I don't like it. And I think that as I've somewhat settled into trying to do like more other kinds of work for myself, like audio editing, video editing, scripting, like planning stuff, yada yada, right? The regular content shenanigans. I kind of like being able to do that stuff early in the day because I feel like if I stream, I'm usually gonna like play a game or something, and games like they spike my dopamine, they make it harder for me to focus. So if I do the work before I do games, then I find myself being a lot more productive generally. Pro tip, if you have to do studying or like work from home or anything like that, is like day sequencing matters a lot, bro. It makes such a big difference. Well, yeah, that's probably too fast. Okay. Well, we got our first win on that Grand Prix, finally, on Sherbet Land. I do like Sherbet Land, honestly. I used to not like ice levels, but I kind of mess with them now. They're kind of fun. You know what? Wait. I was saying Maple Treeway was home turf advantage for Canadian buff, but surely Sherbetland is also Canadian buff. Like, it's literally just driving in the winter. Oh, Inserio, what's up? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. I remember your name. Didn't you like raid me when I was playing like Balatro or something one of the other days? Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. Hi, my name is Twi. You're out of this world virtual idol, and today we're doing something very stupid today. I've decided to start myself a new series. I'm calling it Unemployed Tuesday. I just come up with the dumbest gaming challenge I can for the week, and then I roll up and we just kick it. I'm currently trying to see. I'm playing Mario Kart Wii. This is the old one, and I'm trying to see how many of the like expert Nintendo staff people I can beat using the worst car in the game. So far, I got one. So far, I got one, but there are prospects for a couple more. There has been some progress. But it's just been very silly over here. Yeah, it's kind of funny that I decided to call it Unemployed Tuesday, because today I actually did like 6 hours of like audio editing work before I went live. Like, I was surprisingly acting employed today. Not living up to the name of this series, but you know what? That's okay. It's good to be productive and then do my unemployed activities after. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of audio editing. I'm still not quite done. Working on another cover. You guys know me. I gotta do lots of stuff. I got stuff cooking around the clock. So, I still need to finish the mix, but I finished timing and tuning today, which I'm really happy about. It has been such a game changer getting the, like, better version of Melodyne that lets me do more than one track at once. Like, oh my god, dude. It is actually heaven. Like, I can work so fast. It's so good. Like, oh god, man, it is insane how much time save there is from not having to, like, click back and forth between everything. Because I could still functionally do all the same stuff without multi-track editing, but I think the best way I can explain it to somebody who doesn't, like, directly work with it, you know, even if you don't do audio work, you probably understand it from this, okay? Imagine you're doing some sort of, like, administrative work. Maybe you're, like, writing a paper for school. Maybe you're writing an email. You have, like, one tab where you're, like, looking up stuff, and then the other tab where you're writing, right? It's, like, the difference between doing that with one monitor and 2 monitors. Like, the amount of time that you save from, like, jumping back and forth between a bunch of different places is huge. It's great. It has been such a pleasant experience ever since I made the upgrade. Probably cover songs if I could do the licensing. I don't usually do licensing because I don't usually care about getting my covers on Spotify. But a lot of the time, I guess it just depends what you want to sing, right? Like, there's a lot of songs where either they don't, like, claim you for using it, or they'll claim the video on YouTube, but they don't actually, like, do anything. It doesn't block it in any territories. It just means that you don't, like, monetize for it. Okay, wait, I just remembered there's, like, a crazy shortcut on this track. There's no way I'm gonna line this up right on memory, but oh! Maybe I'll look it up. Maybe I'll look it up later. Because I know that this shortcut... Is it going to be possible in the booster seat, though? Actually, it might not. But I know there is a good shortcut on this track that is doable. I've done it before in, like, normal vehicles, so maybe. Anyway, Thank you so much for the raid. No worries if you need to go and get food or anything, but I appreciate you dropping by. See, I needed this. This is the wholesome moment I needed from the Twitch, bro. I got like 2 bots in here earlier with the exact same scripted message. I was like, man, why do I even multi-stream to Twitch, bro? Like, what am I doing here? And then we have a nice little wholesome interaction. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's under Sony Music. But then again, though, I think I have, I think I've covered stuff that does fall under Sony. And, like, usually the worst that happens is it gets blocked in specifically Belarus and Russia. I don't know why, but generally from what I've observed, that is all that happens, is it gets blocked in Belarus and Russia, and then it's fine everywhere else. As long as you don't care about earning revenue on the cover. Because I know that there are, like, some cases where if you have like a fully transformative thing, like you do custom music video, custom instrumental and all that, you can I think you can usually get like revenue split, and that allows you to still be monetizing instead of just not getting anything for it. But then again, you know, that's also a lot more like cost to brunt to do that, so it's interesting stuff. There's a really good video by Raichi. It's been a while since I watched it. She has like a Utaite 101 video that talks a lot about like all of this stuff, including how to check like what songs are under certain labels that might be problematic. Jokes on them, I can't even monetize. That's real though. Getting monetized on YouTube is actually pretty hard, especially now. I've noticed that YouTube does not like push content the same way it did when I did my like partner program grind, or like, well, I guess the affiliate creator one. You need a lot of watch hours for it. And you know, I mostly did it off of live streaming, because I don't know, I built most of my community on YouTube, so it's been like easier. But I also think there was better discoverability at the time, and I also grinded the hell out of shorts. But it's weird though, because shorts don't count for the YouTube affiliate program unless you get like, I don't even remember, like 3 million views in like 3 months or something. Like the requirement is way higher. You have to like super pop off on shorts to get it off of that. But it's just tricky because it's hard to make time for editing long-form YouTube content on top of streaming. And if you're choosing those two, you're probably not choosing short form, which has like the most reach, like broadly, I think. It's definitely weird. I have a hypothesis. I'm not like confident about it, but I think that like live streams are kind of counted in the same way that regular videos are. And so if you're like spamming live streams and you don't get like a lot of views on them, I think it can actually like somewhat bottleneck your reach in the algorithm on like regular videos. But then again, I don't do a lot of stuff that's like really optimized for long form retention and like click through and stuff like that. So I might just be wrong about that if I'm being completely honest. I need to get more like back into video editing this year. I'm just like I'm so lazy about it. Like, I don't know. I think that video editing and audio editing are both tedious, but I love seeing music come together in the end. Whereas like having a video come together in the end is still satisfying, but it doesn't scratch the itch the same way for me. And I don't like the editing process with video editing like anywhere. Audio work, I feel like half of it is like really tedious, and then the actual mixing part at the end is fun, where you like start to see all the puzzle pieces come together at once, and it happens really quickly. Whereas like video editing, I don't know, man. It feels like a slog. Like you're just kind of making your way through it, one edit at a time, like one little scene or whatever. And the bigger it is, I feel like it's impossible to see the end in sight until you're like literally right there. The progress just feels slow. I've had like 3 different times since the 2 years I decided to start VTubing, where I wrote like a huge video essay idea that I really liked the script for, and then I started editing for like a day, and I was like, I'm not finishing this. I write like a 10, 20 page script, record the video, the audio alone is like 40 minutes to an hour, and then I'm like, man, there's no way I got it in me to edit this whole thing. But I also think it wouldn't even make sense for me to finish it, because like even if it blows up, I don't want to be the YouTube video essay guy, bro. Like you know how much effort it takes to edit those regularly? That's so tiring. Maybe I could try getting into like, I don't know, YouTube mediums. But it does feel like it's so much, man. Yeah, I'm saying video editors are like the unspoken heroes of medium to large size creators, I would say. Highlight editing, but it takes forever. It does. It takes a really long time. Easily, it can take like an hour or two just to like clip a moment from a stream. And I think it depends on your format, but I've actually found that like my stream clips kind of bomb too. Comparatively, I think the best reach that I've found in my time VTubing is when I do, when I like script out like a short. Maybe I record like a couple scenes, either just like my model, or I'll have some sort of like footage relevant to the topic. But I format it like a scripted version of kind of just the way I am on stream, just like talking about whatever interesting thing. Maybe I'm sharing advice about something, maybe I'm telling a story, whatever it is, right? I've found that those do the best. The problem is that I feel like on average, it takes me like 4 or 5 hours to make one short like that. Like it takes a lot of effort. I had like a month a while back where I was making them almost daily, and I was like super in my grind for that. And then it just like fell off a cliff, bro. The motivation dissolved. Really? What do you mean you don't have a way to record your model outside of Twitch clips? You could just go into OBS and... Are you using VTube Studio? Because if you're using VTube Studio, you can just, you set it to... You know how when you put your, like, green screen background, there's, like, there's an option to make it hidden in OBS. You untick that so that you can remove it in your video editing software. Or, you can actually pretty easily format vertical for, like, if you're recording for a short specifically. In the, in OBS's, like, settings itself, you go settings, output, or no, you go settings video, and then you change your canvas resolution to be 1080 by 1920 or 720 by 1280 instead of the normal like horizontal. You can actually change it natively in OBS, and then you don't even have to like go through the hassle of reframing it in your editing software. Like I have a specific scene that I made that's like in the right sort of proportions, so that when I switch my OBS canvas, it's like perfectly cropped for how I want it to be during a short, which I've only used once since I made my new overlays, but, or maybe I used it twice, I don't remember actually, but you can like set up stuff to make it a little bit less convoluted, but I know everybody's got their own different setups, you know, it's not VTubing if you don't have scuff somewhere in your chain, so. It's always got to be something. You know, for the longest time, I had like the most convoluted like audio editing process. I only really got around this when I did finally upgrade my my Melodyne so that I could do multi-track editing when I'm timing and tuning. But what I would do before I had multi-track is basically I would open up Melodyne, which is like an audio plugin for auto-tune and timing correction, if you don't know. I would open it up on my main vocal. I would go to the start of every note with like the little timeline, like the little playhead. I would drag to the start of each note, place a marker in my audio software until I mark out a whole like phrase or like a whole like section. And then I would open it on a like my vocal double or my harmony or whatever, and I would manually click along each point I set on the timeline and like match them up one note at a time. Because I couldn't just like have them on the same overlay and just visually like line them up to each other. I had to like manually go through one singular like syllable at a time. It was so painful, dude. It was so slow. I legitimately think I worked like 3 or 4 times faster after I finally got multi-track editing. It's honestly like the best quality of life I could have ever asked for something that's already tedious to begin with. Finding like little optimizations like that are like the best thing, man. Because I struggle so much with staying on top of all the like administrative aspects of trying to do content stuff. It's hard to like remember to do everything, hard to be motivated to do everything. You gotta really become like a jack of all trades in a lot of ways nowadays, especially with VTubing if you like to do music stuff. And I think I really enjoy like dipping my hand into each individual cookie jar, just sampling a little bit. You know, I get like a base level knowledge of all the different little aspects of making stuff, and then when it comes time to like organize a project, it's really fun because I have like an idea of how every part of it might look, and I know how to like talk to different people, right? But then you get stuck in the loop of like, okay, well the planning part is fun, but I'm not like particularly expert at any one like element of it, and it's hard to get myself to sit through and like try and figure everything out. I think the audio editing is the only thing that I've gotten like decently confident in. Like I'm planning to try and start doing audio work commissions sometime this year. Probably like very soon. I actually saw some people were posting portfolio day stuff on Twitter, and I was like, ooh, I didn't realize that was already now. So maybe I gotta go and edit myself together like a little portfolio thing after stream. Put it up. Claim my like 6 likes. I don't get Twitter either, man. Twitter is it's such a mystery to me. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. I want to get better at drawing too, but I don't know. I feel like actually practicing drawing is something that takes so much like effort, and I think I want to learn to draw, but I don't know that I want to learn to draw as much as I want to hone some of my other artistic skills, so it's like hard for me to commit to practicing it a lot. But I think it's so sick when you see like a VTuber who can like draw their own stuff for like music videos or promotionals and stuff like that. I know a couple people like that, and it's like, ooh, that must be so like self-fulfilling, I feel like. Man, all these ghosts are so fast. Oh wait, this track actually has a really good shortcut on it that's easy to do. This could be our second win now that I think about it for the fast ones. Twitter exhaust. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's kind of what Twitter is designed to do in a lot of ways. Is to, well, you know, I definitely liked Twitter a lot back before it got sold out into being like a rage bait platform. But I still think that there's a lot of, as a VTuber anyway, there's a lot of, like, good opportunity to meet cool people, like, see cool stuff. I think that conceptually, I loved Blue Sky for the reason that it's, like, all the best parts about Twitter, except, I don't know, just people didn't stay active enough, and also it was, like, impossible to find stuff sometimes. It felt like, you know, there was, like, no discoverability, it felt like, to me. Or at least not a lot. Ah! I almost made it. Part of the reason I'm hesitant to learn to draw is then I'll have to draw all my characters and there are too many. That just means that you get lots of variety while you're practicing. Keep it fresh. I haven't really gotten into it for like OCs, I guess, but I did start to, starting last year, I've drawn like some of my like storyboards for music videos I'll draw sometimes, or I'll do like concept art for outfits. Like I did a cover of Samsa for Halloween with my friend Marley, who also streams on Twitch. Go scroll Marley, very cool, very epic person. And we wanted to do like Project Sekai costumes for it. And so I went and I drew up like a reference, like a cruddy little pencil sketch of us wearing a couple of the outfits. I think I had like Kaito, and she had an outfit from Enna. And then we went to an artist, and they were like, "Hey, so this is a Japanese artist." They were like, "Hey, I can't take a commission and use their outfit, but I could like do something heavily inspired." And I was like, "Okay, works for me." And then they cooked. I remember I actually did concept art for the background of that as well, so that I could like plan specific shots in the music video that I didn't edit because Marley knows how to video edit. I was like, oh my bless. Isn't it great to have friends who have talents other than yours? I need more VTuber friends who are artistic but not at audio. I like having VTuber friends that are good at audio stuff because I can talk to them about the audio stuff that I like to work on, right? But man, I feel like it would be so nice to have more opportunities to do like collaborative projects or like art trade, like service trades where it's like you draw for this, I mix for this, whatever. Like stuff like that is very epic. But I don't know as many people. I kind of want to try to learn After Effects this year, just so that I'm less reliant on like hiring video editors all the time. But also like, I know it's gonna be so confusing, man. I know it's video editing on steroids, bro. Like, oh no, man. I know it's gonna be rough, but I'll probably try it. So many characters I don't draw. I could see that, like you come up with a cool character and then you just, I don't know, you got too much other stuff to draw. Learned really fast and I had to scale back my expectations when I started to learn to draw. It's a very slow grind. I think I've just been happy to get to a point where I can draw something that's a level above a stick figure and give it to an artist and they can actually like understand my vision instead of having to like fully verbally communicate stuff, you know what I mean? I feel like there's a ton of value to that, even if I'm too bad to actually like draw anything promotionally for myself. Have FL Studio literally no musical knowledge? I've been dabbling with learning how to produce music. I'm still pretty bad at it. I haven't produced any of my own songs, but I've been using FL for that, but I do all my vocal mixing in Reaper. I think it's easier for vocal mixing. The UI is a little confusing when you start out, but it's also free, and that's pretty epic. Yo, we got our second one. Let's go. Okay, we got 2 down. My goal for today was to beat 3, so we're looking good. I only need to go back and beat 1 more computer, and I keep calling the Nintendo staff bots by accident, man. I don't mean it. I'm sure they're lovely people. I just need 1 more. And I get my 3. I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to beat any of them with the baby booster, to be honest, so I'm kind of happy. No, I have so much respect for the playing staff. These guys are probably, I wonder how much they actually grinded to do it. I'm also kind of cheating because like I'm using the Wii Classic controller, which most people don't even know exists. But Mario Kart is a lot easier on a controller. Let me tell you, like some of these times are set on the Wii wheel. That's actually pretty impressive. There are people who like do play Wii wheel at like a higher level on this game, but definitely not the norm. Okay, I'm doing the scary thing where you ride the rail. Oh, no! I don't think I can drift out of that. I think if I want to do that, I just have to like kind of turn sideways. I don't even know if it saves time that way because I don't get my drift. Definitely saves time on a bike, but that's because you can drift out of it. But I can't do that here. No, it's all interesting either way. Impressed you can chat so casually while doing this? Well, that's kind of my thing in a lot of ways, is that I will cyclically play the same games for like years. And this game, I grew up with this game. So I've been playing Mario Kart Wii specifically on and off for like probably over 10 years. Right? I've got a lot of hours for a Wii game. For a Wii game, I'm sure it's not even like top 5 in like my most played games. But for a Wii game, I probably got a lot of hours. So, you know, I used to stream not as a VTuber a long time ago, where I played competitive Pokemon was my old thing that I used to do a lot. But I got kind of bored of the fact that I felt like I was very boxed into that, because I couldn't really be entertaining and also be good at the game, and I built a community of friends and people that liked to watch me be good at the game, and then they liked that I had a good personality. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like, I think growing a niche on Twitch is one of the most effective strategies to grow on Twitch, but it's also, you know, you're going to experience where you might have like 20, 30 people watch you on your main game, and then you switch and you have like 3. You go, it's just kind of like, damn, like, you know, I really am just like the Pokemon guy, huh? That's just like what it is at that point. And so I was like, I'm gonna start VTubing. I'm gonna try some other stuff. And so far I've had a lot more fun, even though it's taken a lot longer to like foster a lot of community. Particularly, I think I get to be myself a lot more. Like I just pick games where I can chat more fluidly, and I think it's a lot more fun that way for me. I get to be myself more. Pokemon mentioned? Oh boy, don't get me started. I love Pokemon. I've been doing like a casual replay of Pokemon Platinum as a Nuzlocke every like couple weeks on here. I'm still like not that far into it. I think I got 2 gym badges so far. I had one stream where I got very sucked into going into the underground and looking for fossils, and that took longer than I thought it would. But I used to play the video games very competitively. I've been #1 ranked in the in-game ladder and Pokemon Showdown, both of them at least once. So I used to be a sweat. I used to try hard. I don't really play competitive anymore, but I definitely did have a while where I was really into it. And I still love the franchise, even if I can't afford to buy Legends ZA. Even if I can't afford to be a modern Pokemon fan, you know what? I still love them. Favorite Pokemon? No Eevee. My son, Turtwig. My first Pokemon ever. I love Turtwig. That's my baby. If I had to pick something other than Turtwig, I don't know. I like cute Pokemon. I like a lot of cute designs, I think. I don't have like a lot of particular favorites other than Turtwig always comes to mind because my first Pokemon's my son. It's my baby. Got bored with competitive. I played TCG competitively. I think TCG is really cool too. I never got into playing it myself, but I had a couple friends that played the TCG, and I think that I really like strategy games and like card games and stuff like that. I've never really learned any of the competitive card games like TCG Pokemon or like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. But I do think that they're really like interesting from a strategic standpoint. I'm just too lazy to learn. I'm too lazy to learn. I like my strategy game rotation is competitive Pokemon. I've been into playing modded Balatro to where it's like multiplayer and then ranked. Oh my god, that has been my addiction right now. But I like Scrabble. I used to play chess more. I don't play it that much anymore, but like occasionally. Super Auto Pets is kind of fun. I haven't done that on stream in a long time. I'm trying to think like what else. I don't know. I think I like turn battlers and stuff like that probably more than I played card games, but I think all sorts of strategy games are really interesting. I'm the edgy guy that says Darkrai. Hey, you know what? There was a while where I was trying to study more Japanese, and so I was going on VR chat to try to talk to people like I'm not super introverted off stream and too afraid to talk to anybody. And I used a Darkrai avatar because I was just edgy like that. I mean, I kind of was that aesthetic for a long time, you know. When I was a bit younger, a little bit more depressed, I'd go all black, like black sweatpants, black hoodie, long hair, just like look dead inside. Me and Darkrai were kind of twinning. I was kind of twinning with Darkrai, low key. I do like him. Also, Lucario, always classic. Okay, wait, hold on, let me lock in. Boom! Oh, I was so close to hitting the gap jump. I wouldn't even like been winning if I got that, I swear. I don't know if I can cut enough time, but I'll try. Maybe the first lap is just really good. Just confirming furry status. I hate to break it to you, but like 95% have fur. This is true. You could go like maybe like a scaly route, maybe, if you wanted to be like different. But most of them I think are probably furry, yeah. That is true. Geodude has fur, 100% trust. Oh, definitely. 100%. Okay, that's the angle. I want to get more into chess, but I have way too many things on my plate. That's very valid. I had like 2 years where I was really into watching Gotham chess videos. He was like my comfort YouTuber for a bit. And so I kind of sponged chess through that. I did like a very minuscule amount of studying. I learned his two like openings that he would always talk about. I learned the Vienna Gambit. I learned the Caro-Kann defense, and if they played the D pawn, I would just cry. I would hope they play the London, copy all their moves, and then hope that they make a mistake. That's how I play chess, honestly. And I got into it for a bit, but I just found, compared to like, oh my god, dude, it's so close. I'm so convinced that I can hit that. It's just like narrowly not there every time. Sorry, what was I saying? I feel like with chess on paper, it's really interesting, but I just find studying it to be like so boring because every game is hypothetically like the same. You know, you have like all the same pieces. Part of what got me really into like competitive Pokemon for a while, or what I really like about competitive Balatro right now, is just like the element of every game, like the pieces that are involved are going to be different. You have like a strong strategy component, But at the same time, there's like a lot of different ways to play the game. And I find that really like... Ah! Ninmiki does have a decent time. Part of it is that she's driving... The karts are less optimal than the bikes. But she has one of the best karts, and I have the worst kart in the game. So I have to do a little extra to catch up. But I think it's possible if I hit the gap jump. I think I might save enough time that I can just do good on the other 2 laps and then be good. But I might have to do the gap jump more than once. I don't know yet. Also, hi Victor, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. One thing that turned me off chess is elitism. Definitely, there's definitely elitism with chess, but at the same time, I think there's a lot less of it than there used to be. Oh my, it's so close. Can you drift into the gap jump? Not really. The main sort of mechanic of hitting the gap jump is normally you don't get high enough, but when you do a drift, you see this like little hop that comes out as you like go into it. You use that to get just a little bit more air to clear it. I'm having a really hard time because this vehicle is so slow that I think it's like barely possible to clear it. But I do think I can. Have you tried jumping higher? You actually just reminded me that you get more airtime if you hold the button down by a little bit. That was unironically helpful. Thank you. Oh my god, I went early and I still almost made it. No, this is so doable. It's so doable. Pressing Z harder. You're close. I'm pressing R, which is right below ZR. I don't think that this controller actually has a Z. Just ZR, ZL on the back. Why are they ZR, ZL? I don't know. I've never known why they put a Z in front of that. Also, I just outed myself as so Canadian by being like, yeah, ZL, ZR. Anyway, why'd they put a Z? Being Canadian is like the ultimate code switch between UK and US, bro. Zesty left and right, surely. This is my new canon, I believe. Oh my dude, it's so close every time. I want to believe so badly that it's hittable. I want it to be doable. It would be so fun if I got it. Maybe I'll switch off though. Maybe I'll try DK Summit, because that also has a shortcut that I can afford to win. I diagnose you with Canadian. No! Okay, I was talking about this earlier on stream, but I want to bring this up again because this was crazy, by the way. I saw a tweet earlier, I think it was like Dokibird or something, was like quote tweeting someone. Apparently, Boston pizza is a Canadian thing. Like they're not from Boston. There's a big pizza chain in Canada called Boston Pizza. And apparently it's a Canadian thing. It's not even from Boston. And I was like, what? And then it gets worse. I was like, now I'm curious. I looked up if New York Fries was Canadian. And they're also Canadian. Like, why do we have these restaurant chains that are just pretending to be from America that just aren't? But then again, I wasn't as surprised with New York Fries since like, I don't know. I feel like they're known for poutine here. Like, they sell fries, like, just straight up. They sell hot dogs, but, like, you go to New York Fries to get poutine, like, realistically. In my opinion. And they do pretty solid poutine, honestly. For being, like, fast food, it's good. Some people I knew had Boston Pizza sponsors since they knew people working that way. That's actually really cool. Damn. One of the dragons from the Dragon's Den made it. Wow, wait, that's interesting. I would have never guessed that. One of my bucket list items is to go to Tim's. I definitely recommend. Okay, also, this is my perfect chance to bring up a really stupid story. So, in 2024, one of my friends from Texas came to visit me for 1 week. I think he came for a week. I was taking him around, you know, showing him the sights. We went downtown. We went to Niagara Falls. We went all around. But I took him to Tim's, right? In Canada, you could say Tim Hortons like in full, but everybody will say one of Tim's or Timmy's. That's how you say it here, right? Is you shorten it to Tim's, or in some areas you might hear it as Timmy's. But my friend thought it would be funny to abbreviate Tim Hortons to Tim Hose. So he started calling it Tim Hose, and I was like, dude, stop. You can't be calling it Tim Hose. My Canadian soul, you can't do that to me. You can't call it Tim Hose. And he was like, my bad. And then he started calling it Tim Horse instead. Which, I gotta respect it. It was really clever that he came up with 2 variations for that. Because I never heard either of those in my whole life. But it was one of the most memorable aspects of that trip, was just him making fun of the name of Tim Hose. Tim Jorkins is crazy. Tim Hose is legendary, though. It is really funny, honestly. Like, I was, like, getting upset for the bit, but deep down I was like, that is genius, man. Oh! Okay. Let me try to do the double shortcut again. It is possible to go across both chasms in the middle, that, like, little S-shaped bend in the middle of the track there, with no mushrooms. You can cut both. And it's actually a really weird shortcut. It's one of the only shortcuts where you're supposed to go slow. Which makes me think that this stupid piece of garbage car should be able to get across, because you're literally supposed to slow down to take the shortcut normally anyway. But I'm not confident. But I think it might be possible. Like, roll up here. I went too fast. I don't like this. What I'm not used to, this shortcut is kind of harder on this car, even though it's really slow, because the acceleration is really good. Like, you tap the A button and you're already up to top speed. I need to literally tap the accelerate button so that I don't just go flying fast. I need to be more delicate. I need to be more intentional. Fun fact, did you guys know that this racetrack is also known as DK Snowboard Cross in the UK version instead of DK Summit? Ah! Nope. Nope. Didn't get it. I think it's possible. I had a closer attempt than that. It wasn't, like, super close, but I did have one attempt on that earlier where I nudged the ledge, but it was, like, my front tires, not my back tires, but still. It's like kind of close. I feel like it might be possible. I kind of want to go to a Boston Pizza sometime, man. It's been a while since I've been there, but they do make good pizza, honestly. What if I use a mushroom? That did not help. Okay. There's I feel like the time that I went to Boston Pizza probably the most over the years is they have one kind of near the venue for Anime North, which is one of the more major anime conventions out in, I'll say, the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, because it's definitely not downtown Toronto, but it's kind of near the Delta Airport, so not like the main downtown one, but one of the more major airports out here. There's like a Boston Pizza there, and I remember going there for food a couple times. I think that, like, every time that I've been to a Boston Pizza by myself, they're usually, like, really chill. Like, I don't know. You guys ever go to a restaurant solo and just, like, eat? I don't do it often because, I mean, restaurant's expensive, right? Obviously. But every once in a while, I kind of like going out to eat by myself. I feel like it's a very, like, chill experience. Just be in a different environment from usual. Eat some, like, good food that's different from usual. As long as the wait staff isn't, like, overly intrusive, I feel like it's a pretty chill experience. Oh, maybe... Ah, I did bonk it, but that was not that close. What if I do use a mushroom? Maybe if I use a mushroom, it could help. I don't know. I've never seen somebody use that, but... Obligatory GTA 5 joke. GTA 6 gonna come out never. Do you guys see that there was like a huge strike for the company that does GTA 6 because they were trying to, I think they were doing like illegal layoffs or something when they tried to unionize. Like the workers tried to unionize and then the company didn't like that, so they started illegally firing people. Oh! Okay, the mushroom does not work. I don't know if this is possible. Solo coffee? If I was a coffee drinker, I think I would really like doing solo coffee, but even just like getting like a different drink or something, like just sitting in like a cafe or something is hella chill. Too socially anxious for that? I feel like people are watching me. I mean, it always feels that way in some ways, but also like, I guess in some ways I just don't care. In other ways, like, nope. I think that it's one of those things where it's kind of irrational, right? Because you know that realistically nobody actually cares. Even if they did look at you, they don't care. Like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you know, if you were out and you saw somebody sitting by themselves at like a restaurant or something, you're not gonna like think it's that out of place. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that like crazy to see. But when you're the one doing it, it's like, you know, it's easier to be self-conscious. There's all sorts of stuff like that. I think it's good to get in the habit of, like, realizing that most people aren't paying half the attention that you think they are in public, and you can kind of just do whatever makes you happy. I feel like people are watching me, sir. You are a streamer. I'm a VTuber for a reason. Boston Pizza VTuber pipeline is crazy. I mean, there have been a lot more like brand-specific VTubers over the years. I mean, usually they're in a relatively similar genre. Like, I know Opera GX has one, Crunchyroll has one. But I think there are like some weirder ones. I've never seen a like restaurant specific VTuber, but I have seen collabs, like especially in Japan. Fast food collabing with VTubers happens a lot in Japan. Like there's been hella McDonald's collabs with VTubers. And some of them made some pretty popular songs, like there was this Iobon song that came out a couple months ago, I think. Maybe it's been longer than that. Yeah, I always forget that song. That was cool because I saw it was Nanahira, which Nanahira feels like a little bit more deep cut to me in some ways than like, I don't know, seeing like Hololive collab with McDonald's or something. It was kind of neat. KFC VTuber? That would be kind of sick. BP called me, Tim Hortons called me. Yeah, we got lots of corporate opportunity here. What do you think would be like the craziest brand to be a VTuber for? Dude, you know, I just realized something. If the VTubing boom, if the technology made it happen like, I don't know, let's say 2 or 3 years earlier, right? Imagine a Wendy's VTuber in like the era where it was before it was like uncool for companies to respond on social media nonchalantly, and they were just like roasting random people. Imagine if they had a Wendy's VTuber at that time. I feel like that could have gone mega viral. We could have had a very different VTubing scene in the West if Wendy's was on the wave, bro. Can you imagine? That is an interesting timeline that just came into my brain right there. A bank? Being a VTuber for a bank would be insane. I feel like the problem there is that VTubers are not financially responsible. Being a VTuber is all about like, well, I want to be a creator and I want to make a bunch of stuff that costs way too much money to produce, but it's cool, so I'm going to do it anyway. That was close. If I didn't hit that Shy Guy, I think I might have actually been able to win that. This one's winnable. BlackRock, you know what's crazy? I think BlackRock does own some shares in, I think, HoloLive after they went public. And they might have shares in Niji Sanji as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. It's been so long since I've looked at any of this stuff. Because I really don't care. But I remember some people being like really nervous about when HoloLive went public and they were talking about how BlackRock had some shares. People were nervous about what that might do. Which I don't think it's been terrible, but I also think there has been definitely some cultural shift after they went public, so I don't know, it's interesting either way. Investing in black company. I think the more large VTuber agencies have time, I think the more we're seeing that all of them are kind of black company in some ways. Like, I love HoloLive, but they have used AI a few too many times for me to believe that it was not intentionally a choice. Like, they'll always be like, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't check the people that we contracted enough, and it's like, are you blind? Like, are you even looking at it before it goes out? Like, it's obviously AI. You know that people are mad about it. And they would still, like, try to get away with it anyway, right? And there has been more cases of people, like, overworking themselves to the point of developing health conditions in the industry. Like, I think that it's not as, like, concrete as people want it to be in a lot of ways, but, you know, I definitely think that there have been some crazy scandals to come out of Niji, if that's what you were talking about, for certain. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 5 times. I'm saying, like, exactly what I'm saying. Oh no, that angle was so much. Maybe I can still win? Come on. Lock in. Hold on. Oh, this is good. This is good. Oh, I think I'm gonna like barely. Okay, yeah, well, that one. It's so doable, man. It's so close. I think if I just get like really good lines, I can win it. But it's so tight because he's driving the fastest cart. Fool me once, fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Please stop. I'm clearly gullible. That's so real. How it feels to have hope and whimsy in the year 2026. Never let bad situations kill your whimsy and your hope. You can always find an environment somewhere else where those qualities are rewarded. Sometimes I have to catch myself because I find myself being like too negative about stuff. You know, there'll always be some company that you kind of appreciate will do something stupid and you'll be like, oh man, can't trust any of these companies anymore. You know, somebody that you look up to in the space at some point will probably be not a very good person in one aspect or another. That's just the nature of life when you can see literally everybody ever. And also, you know, in the same way that rumors spread, like, generally, you know, in person, rumors, like, super spread online. It's even easier for stuff to go crazy, but there's so much good stuff out there if you keep your eyes and your heart open. I think that's one of the things that I've learned the most the longer I've stuck around. Can't help but wonder the workload about groups like Myth and Justice after seeing the smaller HoloLive talents crack. Yeah, I think... Well, I mean, in some ways, there's definitely varying levels of obligation. I think some of it is probably chosen by the talents, where they're taking on more work than they can probably handle, but they build a... you know, an identity around that where their viewers are expecting certain things, the company is expecting certain things because they've set that kind of reputation. usually I'm thinking in regards to the people that are doing a lot musically, and that can be pretty difficult to scale back, right? It can be a lot harder to sort of walk it back and not have a lot of work, because it's kind of like you keep going until the point that you have health issues. People are going to be really worried, obviously, but if you like preemptively slow down, people also get worried. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a very difficult situation from a PR standpoint to have transparency and make people happy. And I also think that in some cases, the types of people that gravitate towards VTubing to begin with aren't always the healthiest people. And so if you're pushing yourself like in an industry like singing, you know, in a lot of ways, you could say like smoking is the worst thing you could do for your voice, right? The next worst thing you could do is sing. So if you're gonna sing, you better not smoke, right? Stuff like that. And it can go for like what kind of food you eat, what kind of environment you live in, both in terms of like your room and also just like literally the climate you live in, how much water you're drinking. You know, like you have to do a lot to compensate for the decisions that you choose to make. And so if you have pre-existing health conditions, going into it can be really rough. Like I know that Kanata graduated recently after 6 years. Great. That's a lot of longevity for nowadays, you know. And she had basically, I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was like some rare disease that affects your ears. One of the symptoms is kind of like tinnitus, but it can also cause like severe nausea, like vertigo type symptoms. It's just pretty bad. And you know, if she kept pushing it, she could have like lost her hearing like permanently in her ears, which is insane to think about. So, you know, you hear stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, after 6 years, very understandable that you would have to, you know, respect your health problems above anything else and sort of move on, right? I think that's part of the reason why she didn't want to go back into VTubing after leaving Hololive. She just kind of went to go do something else, right? I think there's a lot of cases like that where, you know, you have some sort of pre-existing condition and then you don't realize it until you're already in the weeds of everything, and it's just trying to see how long you can kind of outlast it. Like, I don't know if I should say friend, but I'll say friend of a friend. Wonderiku, you might know Wonderiku now as a VTuber. You might also know him for writing Music Box of Fate with Iron Mouse, or one of numerous songs he's done with Hololive, for example. Very, very noteworthy songwriter in the VTuber community, right? He did a video the other day where he was getting a vocal lesson live from this YouTuber who's a vocal coach named Tim Welch. And in that video, they uncovered that he has pretty bad acid reflux, and that actually is like really terrible for your voice. That's how I learned about that. I'm actually going to be getting tested at an ENT soon, because I'm a little bit nervous that I may have a variant of acid reflux, and also it runs in my family, so you know, I know I don't have GERD, but it's never a bad idea to get checked out, right? The sooner that you can figure out your situation, the more you can compensate for stuff. But I think a lot more people than you would expect who go into VTubing in some ways do it because they have some sort of physical and or mental disability that makes it easier for them to express themselves through the medium. And that kind of stuff, it'll catch up with you no matter what you're doing, especially if you're pushing yourself, you know, physically singing, and you know, if you get more into the like late stage idol side of VTubing where like dance is also a big component, that's a lot to do as well. It can be very taxing. So I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where when you're like new to the industry, you're like, I don't care about any of that stuff. I want to, you know, do cool stuff, big projects, boom, and then, you know, you get in a couple years and you're like, oh wow, you know, this health stuff is actually like kind of interesting and also kind of important. Like maybe I should care. You know, I know when I got into VTubing, I was like, I don't care about anything, man. Like I got no worries about my health, and I don't have to show up on stream. Like, oh, it's beautiful. I can just not care, truly. And then nowadays, you know, it's like, I definitely am not like great when it comes to health. I'm not amazing, but I got therapy for my eating disorder. I started working out. I walk a lot more. I switched to drinking room temperature water because it's better for your throat than cold water. Like, kind of messes with the homeostasis in there. It matters a lot more if you're like drinking cold water as you're doing like streaming or singing and you're gonna like use your voice a lot. If you have time for your throat to like reacclimate back, I don't think it does anything. But if you're gonna use your voice, then like excessively cold or hot temperature shift is like actually pretty bad. It's like little stuff like that. It's just interesting to try and like figure out as you go, I guess. Finally, another advocate for room temp water. Oh yeah, 100%. And you know what's crazy? You know, when I first started doing it for the sake of my like voice, I had to like get used to it. You know, it felt wrong. It felt weird. But now, cold water and like cold drinks in general kind of feel weird. Like most of the time, I would rather drink something room temp because like, I don't know, it feels like wrong to I feel like I'm wronging my throat by putting something that cold in there, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to do that. I'm drinking for hydration and you get more hydrated if it's room temp. Simply put, it just makes sense. Okay, maybe with like perfect lines I can win this, but this is so hard. Maybe there's something easier still. What else was I like considering as possible? Was I close on Jungle Parkway? Kinda. Try Jungle Parkway again. Pause? Oh, come on, bro. Drinking ice caps on the ice and yelling? Well, it probably doesn't matter, right? I think the biggest thing about vocal health that a lot of people don't necessarily understand is that a lot of the reason why people who do streaming or like singing need to care about stuff like this is because things compound, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't do that much badly to you if you drink cold water instead of room temperature, if you eat spicy food a lot, if you drink a lot of caffeine or eat a lot of chocolate, or if your room is a bit dry, or, you know, any of these things, right? But if you're gonna like already push your voice very hard and you do these things, you're going to cash that like debt a lot faster, if that makes sense. You know, you're gonna pay for that a lot more than a regular person will pay for that. And so being more preventative matters a lot more. I think it kind of falls under the same boat of one of my favorite life philosophies, which is pick a struggle. You're allowed to have a struggle in any given like thing, but only pick one. You know, if you want to be a singer and you don't want to absolutely trash your voice, you know, cut back on caffeine before you're gonna talk a lot. Cut back on like chocolate's not good for you, spicy food's not good for you. If you're gonna do those things, plan around them, you know, like don't do it before you have to push your voice a lot. And this can go as well for professions that require you to talk a lot, like if you're a teacher or professor of some sort. That can definitely be a thing. Any sort of like speaking-based job can fall under this kind of umbrella. Or if you're like, if you work in like teaching music or something, that could definitely be a thing too. technology, maybe even like sales, depending on what kind of stuff you're doing. If you have to like talk to a lot of people, if you're talking hours a day, then very possibly. But streaming is like particularly a lot because you're not spending time listening to other people, so you're probably talking like almost twice as much as you would in like a regular conversation relative to how long it's going, if that makes sense. Come back, Donkey Kong, please. Oh, I like barely stayed in the off-road long enough to break my drift. This is this one's 100% winnable. We're getting our third win on Jungle Park. Caffeine? Well, I'm screwed. What I've learned today, I'm gonna sound like a robot in 3 years. Oh, maybe, but maybe not, you know. Even if you don't. I know that there are some people in this scene who are way better singers than me, that have been going for way longer than me, that also stream, who will be like, I always drink an ice cap before I record, and I'm like, you are a psychopath. What is wrong with you? Literally, like, that is just like, it's almost trying to pick as bad as you could without being like, yeah, I always smoke a 12-pack of cigs before I go and hit the boot. Like, but you know, they're fine. Like, you know, if you're good about it, you can get away with quite a bit. What's an ice cap? Oh, don't do this to me. Don't tell me the phrase ice cap is a Canadian thing as well. I'm gonna lose it, bro. How is everything Canadian if this is actually a Canadian thing? Yeah, ice cappuccino is what an ice cap is. Surely that's not a Canadian way to say that. Like, I don't know, how else are you? Is it? No, is it really? Wait, that's from Tim's? Like, that's not a normal thing? I thought that was like a very regular like thing that you could get if you, I don't know, like, can't you get an ice cap at Starbucks? Is that not a thing? Worked at a cafe twice and have never heard that phrase? Oh my god. My life is a lie, bro. Canada is a simulation and I'm living in it. Timbo strikes again. Ain't no way, man. Bro. I'm flabbergasted. How? How is it always a Canadian thing? Cold coffee is a relatively new thing. Really? I guess I could see that. Yeah, that's fair. It's kind of funny for something like that to come out of Canada, despite, you know, how cold it is. Well, I mean, to be fair, our summers get pretty hot, but not compared to a lot of places. Oh, you keep hey, if I do it properly, it is the fastest spot to use it. It's just hard. Canadian slang is very interesting. Canadian slang is pretty interesting in a lot of ways. I think that Canadian slang, like, as an umbrella is fascinating, and then Toronto slang specifically is, like, the worst accent of all time. Like, have you guys ever seen the guy who was going really viral on, like, every form of, like, short-form content? I saw him on YouTube Shorts. My friends saw him on Instagram Reels. I saw him on Twitter. I think he was on TikTok. The guy was like, Konnichiwa, guan, mina slimes, kyo wa Toronto benju, kyo e. You guys see that guy? I haven't seen him in a minute. But there was definitely a period of time where I was seeing, like, every time that guy would drop and be talking about some new slang that he's teaching people. And it really is crazy how well embodied it was. Oh, do you guys not actually see? Maybe it was more popular amongst, like, my Canadian friends specifically, but I definitely saw some non-Canadian friends seeing that guy and being like, what am I watching right now? Guy's a fake Toronto man, his accent was bad. That is true. That is true. I think in part he was probably playing it up a little bit for the video and like the shock factor. But also, I do have to say, his use of most of the slang words felt like fine. Like most of them. Some of them were like not it, but some of them were fine. And his Japanese actually very good. I have to give it to him. The way that he spoke Japanese and like blended the Toronto slang into it actually made a lot of sense. And some of his ideas were insane. Like, Konichi Wagwan is very clever. Mina Slimes is very funny to me. There was another one. Oh my, what was it, bro? It was like... It was something with like Mandem or like Chronim or something stupid with one of the Japanese pluralizers, and I don't remember what it was. There was another one that was like really smart. If I pulled up my DMs with Ada, I could go find it, because Ada's like my one Canadian VTuber friend, so I had to show her. Another Canadian construct. Oh my god, bro. The Canadian government. They're in my walls. The baking stream went great, actually. I did a decent amount less liquid. I cut the milk and the oil back from the last time I made it. They came out much better. A little dry, fresh out the oven, but after I refrigerated them, they're like nice. You know, they're like a little moist, but not too much. The carrot muffins were a success. I've been very happily enjoying them for breakfast for the past couple mornings. I was talking about it earlier, but man, it is so nice to have like baked goods for breakfast that are just ready to go, and I don't even have to feel bad about it. Because those muffins, they have like, I don't know, like 10, 15 grams of protein probably. A few grams of fiber because the oat flour is OP. There's eggs in it, there's protein powder. Oats are actually pretty high in protein to begin with. If you guys want like good breakfast prep stuff, but you don't like the texture of oatmeal, try baking oats. Because you can make oat flour just by blending oats. Like, that's it. Like, you don't have to buy like some fancy flour. You just buy oats, throw it in the blender. Usually you have oat flour now. Dude, I was so close to winning this one time, but it's so hard. I can't, like, hitting the shortcut in this stupid cart is so difficult. What if I don't take that shortcut? What if I do a different shortcut? What if I, like, just do this, and then I drive that part normally? I want to see what happens. It's so French-coded. Hey, I mean, you know, I was good at French class for a while until I wasn't. I was good at French class until they started actually speaking French the whole time, and then I was terrible. I wasn't terrible, but I cashed in my barely A. I think I got like an 80 on the dot. And then I never took French again, and I forgot all the words. It's like so weird to me that I was ever at a point where I could kind of speak French, because now... Actually, if I try to speak French now, what happens is I'll try to like think to what the word is. Like, I'll think in English what I want to say. I'll try and think back to what it is in French. And then I'll think of the Japanese word for it. Because I feel like I don't have like... I have English mode and I have not English mode. And not English mode has been occupied by Japanese now. I forgot French, I never used it. And so now, even if I try to remember French, Japanese words always come to my brain, and it's like, why are you doing this to me? This is not what I was looking for. But you know what? At least I've been, you know, good enough at Japanese that is a problem to have. So I can't complain about that. Started learning Japanese while in Spanish class. So whenever I don't know a word in Spanish, I go off of Japanese. You know, that's actually not that bad of an idea, though, because I think Spanish and Japanese actually have some, like, decent overlap from what I've heard. Given that they're, like, not actually in one of the, like, close language groups, like Chinese or Korean or anything like that. For how spaced they are, I think that Spanish actually has, like, a good amount of foundation to go off of. And then... and their English is like In some ways, English is like the furthest from Japanese, but in other ways, there's so many loanwords that it's kind of nice to have. It's always really funny seeing Japanese people not realize they're using a loanword. Where I was like, I saw a clip earlier of Korone on stream being like, matte, broccoli wa eigo te nanda? It was like, how do I say broccoli in English? They just started saying green jungle. I was like, what are you? Like, that was so hysterical to me. Very wholesome moment. Also, I've missed this before. Never heard cappuccino being shortened to cap. I guess it really is just a Canadian slang. In terms of pronunciation, they match, but in terms of even phonotactics and morphology, that's some fancy language. My God. I'm assuming that's in like how you enunciate, like how the syllables are pronounced, and morphology. I have no idea what morphology is. I heard, but I don't. That doesn't make sense though, because it can't be that. You literally just said pronunciation matches. Never mind. Because that's what I heard is that the pronunciation has some overlaps, but I guess yeah. Linguistics nerd detected. Yes, Ender is our resident linguistics nerd, and we love him for it. Phonotactics, the way sounds combine in the language. Oh, so it's like some of the base attacks are the same, but there's different combos. I get you. Yeah, my acceleration is so good that even when I miss the drift there, getting that like sharper angle saves so much more time. Okay, I gotta really like intentionally go extra wide with this shortcut. Like syllable structure, Japanese is quite a CVN language, meaning consonant, vowel, optional coda N. Oh yeah, that's exactly how Japanese works. That's the whole reason why Shiritori is a cool game. Is the only way to lose. I've played like a very similar game to Shiritori in English, where instead of it being like in Shiritori, you have to say a word that starts with the last consonant that the last person said. So I don't know, you could say like sushi, and then you have to say a word that starts with shi next. So it'd be like, I don't know, shiba, and then they have to say a word that starts with B. So I don't know, like bento. Or no, it has to start with BA specifically for shiba. So what would be a BA word? Bungle, number. There you go. And I feel like having that like end to like make it more interesting is cool. Because I think the closest I've been to that with English is when I was a kid. I would play this game when I was on road trips with my dad, where we would you have to say a word that rhymes and you can't repeat the other person. So you go, I don't know, ran, fan, van, plan, man. Did I say van already? Probably, and then I would lose. Spanish a lot more flexible? Interesting. Yeah, I guess that checks out from the little bit that I loosely know. Fake linguistics nerd? I was in a onlanging club in uni, but then I graduated. I've never even seen that word before, so you're more of a linguistics nerd than me. And I have a certification. Well, my certification's not that high though. I did the JLPT N3, which is like the mid-level. Although the scaling is not very accurate. Like the jump from N3 to N2, and then from N2 to N1 is like massive. Online constructed languaging, you created. Yo, wait, that's so cool. You made a language as a club? Wait, that's sick. What? Can you teach me a word from your made-up language? We had lore and everything? That's so cool. What kind of language did it sound like? Is there like an actual language that it sounds similar to, or is it kind of gibberish, like Simlish or something? There are people that like made a way to speak Simlish though, from what I've heard as well, actually. So I guess that's not like completely gibberish. I wonder though, because it's been so long since I've played The Sims. I'm assuming they made the language, the speakable version of it, based on like the things that they say during certain like actions in game. But like, is that really consistent? Is it not just like a randomized voice bank? I don't know. That's what I would assume. I don't know anything about it. I'm bad. There are a lot of sounds, but I'm not gonna lie, they use the IPA in all of the spelling, and I don't know how to read it. You know what? That is so real. You are so valid for that. Sometimes I like to watch this guy called Etymology Nerd on my shorts feed, and every once in a while he'll make a video where he's actually talking about stuff like constructed language or like phonetic alphabet, and I don't follow, but you know what? It's interesting either way. IPA is so OP though, yeah, but it's a real skill check. Like if you haven't learned it yet, you will get dunked on. IPA is the final boss of entry-level linguistics. I like that. It's a good way to phrase it. The same language your game is? You made a game? That's sick. That one's mine. So you made 2 languages. And you say you're not a language nerd. Me when I lie. And spread misinformation. Every time you guys say IPA, I just think of beer. Okay, I had the same first thought. I had to remember. You're valid for that. Is IPA a Canadian thing? No, okay. Can you imagine though? I'm not a beer guy, I wouldn't know. But there's actually 0 chance. There's actually no way. Working on a game, but I ran out of money? That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you end up finding a way to pick it up at some point if it's interesting to you still. Made your own engine is insane though. That is so cool. Custom engine, wow. One of the worst ideas I had. That is a really cool thing to have done, even if it didn't end up being scalable to the point where you could complete the game. I think you should take pride in the fact that you even started a project like that. That's really impressive. For the one guy in 10 years watching this VOD, do not use C++, you're welcome. Damn. C++ bad? I never really properly learned to program. I remember there was a time in the 8th grade where we got to do a passion project. You had to pick something that you were going to learn for 2 weeks self-study and then present your ending project to the class. And my dad is a software engineer. Well, he's not really a software engineer, but he does programming work. Maybe he is a software engineer. I don't really know. I don't want to say his specific field, but he does programming. And so little Twi was like, ooh, I should learn to program just like my dad. And so I did, and I was really bad at it, and it was really boring to me. And in the end, I ended up kind of cheating. I like tried to start writing a game of tic-tac-toe, but I couldn't figure it out. So my dad ended up writing most of my final project for me. And that was in, I think, JavaScript back then. Because my dad also used JavaScript a decent enough. So I was like, oh. And I knew, I was like, oh, Java, Minecraft. Even though that's actually different between Java and JavaScript. But, you know, in my little brain, I didn't know that yet, so. Avoiding JavaScript is always advisable? Damn. Oops. Literally named it JavaScript to capitalize on Java's success. They have no... What? It's not even the same... Is it the same people at least? Or runtime is C++. My life is a lie. What? That's crazy. Java's Oracle, JavaScript was Netscape. Wow. What the heck? Wait, that's crazy. They really made a bootleg. And, like, they have really good public association with people that aren't, like, actively programmers, I feel like. It's kind of crazy. Professional web developer, TypeScript fixes a lot of the shortcomings of JavaScript. Interesting. Is that, like, a different language that's kind of derivative of it? Or is it, like, a plugin of some sort? What is TypeScript? The absolute garbage language is the standard of the internet. I will never not be mad about it. Damn, that's crazy. It's what's known as the superset of the language. Okay. Is that like a classification of rules or something? Come on, come on! No! I was so close! No, dude, this guy is so hard to beat, but it's so doable. Did you see that? Why is my car so slow? Bro, how marginal was that? I need to know before I get back into the trenches here. By less than 0.2 seconds, bro. Oh my god. I'm so close. Give me my third win, please. Someone made Doom run in TypeScript's type engine? That's crazy. Oh my god. All JavaScript is valid with TypeScript with some caveats. TypeScript adds some extra bells and whistles, enums, interfaces, and most notably types. Okay. What is an enum? Something number, presumably. Expanded number, extrapolated number, electronic number is essentially an option. Oh, I see. I could definitely see how that would be useful. It seems like a bit of an oversight to not put that in your programming language. Short for innumerable. Just a cool way of representing some constant values. I see. Me when I put the variables into an array. Facts, bro. So true. They have like red equals 1, blue 2. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. You're using numbers to represent the different options. By having it be represented as a number, you can have like however many you need. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, why'd I have to fall in the grass? This one was going really well before that. Might still be salvageable. Direction could be direction north, direction south. You can see that makes sense. I'm still close. I'm within striking distance. Min Soon 1, I'm coming for you. You can't run away forever. Your flame flyer, good kart. Get back here. Surely if I get the shortcut like perfectly on lap 3, I'll win by like 0.1 seconds and it'll be cinema. Oh, I messed up. Oh, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Go. Go. Yes! There it is by 0.03 seconds. Not even close, baby. Oh, man. That took way longer than I thought it would. Yo, it's funny. all three of the tracks that I thought were like standout potential to beat were none of the three that I ended up actually winning. I think Mushroom Gorge was possible. I think DK Summit was possible, and I think Grumble Volcano was probably possible if I understand the glitch correctly. But I ended up doing none of them because I'm too bad at glitches. So we just did 3 very honest, fair and square wins instead. Overall consensus, the booster seat is buns. This car is so slow, dog. In almost every scenario, unless there was a really good shortcut and they didn't drive that well, I just lost by like 7 or 8 seconds every time. Dude, Rainbow Road is like impossible for me to win against these guys. Are you kidding me? I think I lost on Rainbow by like 13 seconds. Okay, for the culture, I'll do one more attempt at Rainbow, and then I'm probably done for the night. For the culture, we'll give Rainbow Road one more attempt. Maybe I can get closer. At least this time I can actually see the fast ghosts, so I can see how badly I lose by. Just watch them fade away into the distance. It's not about external comparison. Look at it this way. Maybe I can get sub 2 minutes 50. That would be cool. That would be personal growth. That would be a better time. Well, I'm definitely noticing a stark gap in the speed of my rivals' karts here. Wait, how do they go down the middle twice? Wait, how did they... Can I do that? Wait, how did they do that? Does the mushroom, like, last long enough? Oh, it's like the speed boost that you get at the end of the trick. That must be what they're using for that. Maybe I can get closer if I copy them. I don't know. I don't know whether my shortcut is faster or slower than the just regular intended one. Let's try it. Find out. For science. Oh, my vehicle's too slow. I knew it! I knew I would be too slow. Okay, well, I'll do it the way that I can then. All right, fine. I will go back to my unintentional but cooler shortcut. If I can stop the burning out on the starting line. Man. Dude, I feel like it's gonna feel so weird the next time I play this game normally. The next time I go back to using the Flame Runner, it is going to break my brain, dude. Having inside drift, being really fast. It's going to be really weird for like 2 races, and then it's going to feel so nice. Some like mini tricks here. Oh! Oh, I landed that somehow. That was very dubious, but I made it. I feel like I was like halfway inside the road and it gave me the generous ending where I came out on top and not on the bottom. Fun fact, there's a really weird shortcut on this Rainbow Road. On that section we just passed where you can like choose to go on the top road or the bottom one. You can go on the bottom one and clip through the floor into the top. I don't know if it actually saves hardly any time. I don't remember. But I do know it's possible. I think Rainbow Road has one of the most interesting, like, amount of different shortcuts in all of Mario Kart Wii. It's the only track where the world record is actually done using a kart. Because, there's like a specific shortcut that you can do that's like it's so optimal at the start that it saves enough time to warrant using the kart. And it just has to be outside drift. So if you're gonna outside drift, you might as well use a kart and get the orange drifts instead of having the bike for wheelies. But also, it might not be that way forever. Because there was an even more insane ultra shortcut that got discovered for Rainbow Road. As far as I'm aware, it was like a task strat. Like people did it for tool assisted speedrunning. But I believe there is somebody who has hit it once without tasks. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's happened. But it's so ridiculously precise. It's such a stupid shortcut. I can't even call it. Oh my god. But it's really crazy. It's like one of the ones that involves kind of like checkpoint breaking. I think what it is at the start there, you like clip off of the fence post while doing a drift hop with a mushroom to go across, and then you have to like ride literally clipping inside of a railing backwards until you can like hit the part of the wall that activates the last checkpoint, and then you can go and finish your lap. If I remember correctly, which I could be wrong, it's been a long time since I've seen it, that is the task shortcut, and it's really interesting. I don't know how you even find that. Maybe there's like a group of people, because I know that there's still a competitive scene for this game. I wonder if there's a group of people who have like just gone in and they just look at like the checkpoint map of like all the different courses, and then they theorize shortcuts like that by like just looking at where the points are, and then they use tasks to like limit test it. Because if so, that's actually a really interesting way to play a game that I would not think of. Sounds about right from what I remember. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure that was the shortcut, but that's like so like end game strategy for something like this, bro. Like there's so many steps that are all like almost, if not frame perfect. Like it's ridiculous. Never heard Mario Kart broken down so analytically. Mario Kart Wii in specific, I think, has a more competitive fan base, and it's still alive to this day. There's actually people that host custom servers so that you can play online on the Wii still, just to play this game. And it's because this game is beautifully broken. It's so unbelievably like jank that it has like certain aspects that just don't exist in the newer ones, because they were a lot more careful about how they place out of bounds zones and stuff like that. And you know, there's like the inside drift bikes were like super overtuned in this game too, which is awesome. It's so much more fun that way. But people are pretty competitive about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe too. I've played a fair amount of that as well. I hit 10,000 elo on my old account, and then I hit it again on my new Switch profile for VTubing. But there are people that go way higher than 10,000. I've seen a lot of like 20,000 lobbies. I think I've seen 50,000 before, which is like, what the hell, bro? Especially since the elo like is progressively harder, you know, like every elo system. So crazy. Look at all these unlocks that we got for time trials. There's so many. There's so many. Oh my. I only beat 3 of the fast staffs. These are all just coming off of like beating the regular guys. That's insane. Well, that was a very fun way to kick off Unemployed Tuesday, I think. That ended up being a lot more fun than I thought. It ended up being a lot harder than I thought. I am going to actually raid somebody for once. I don't normally remember to raid anybody, but my great friend Calico is not only live on YouTube, but also just started multi-streaming to Twitch as of today. So I want to go over and say hello, say my congrats. Calico is bestie, so let me see. Redirect. Calico, there she is. Set that up for YouTube. And then, how do I do this on Twitch again? It's been so long. Raid, Calico, Pascal? Does that work? It does. Amazing. Okay. Feel free to come with. Go say hi to Calico if you want. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. I will be back streaming on Thursday. I don't know what game yet. I haven't made my schedule. I forgot. I'll put my schedule in Discord and all the usual places later. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.